Call now.
I'm Jonathan Lawson. If you're 50 to 85, I have an important message about security. Write down the number on your screen so you can call when I finish. The lock I want to talk to you about isn't the one on your door. This is a lock for your life insurance, a rate lock that guarantees that once you're insured, your rate can never go up at any time for any reason. But be careful. Many policies you see do not have one. But you can get a lifetime rate lock from Colonial Penn. Call this number to learn more. This plan was designed with a rate lock for people on a fixed income who want life insurance that fits their budget and is simple to get. Coverage options start at $9.95 a month, less than 35 cents a day. Act now, and your rate will be locked in for life. It will never increase, guaranteed. This is lifelong coverage that can never be canceled as long as you pay your premiums, guaranteed. And your acceptance is guaranteed, with no health questions. You cannot be turned down because of your health. Call for your information kit and read about this rate lock for yourself. You'll also get a free beneficiary planner. Both are free with no obligation. Don't miss out. Call for information, then decide. Read about the 30-day 100% money-back guarantee. Don't wait. Call this number now.
Call now and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record important information and your final wishes. And it's yours free just for calling. So don't wait. Call 1-800-355-9660. That's 1-800-355-9660. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-355-9660. That's 1-800-355-9660. Call now.
Okay, so with respect to the jobs report, U.S. payrolls rose by 172,000 in May, much more than expected. Unemployment at 4.3%. John, your quick reaction.
I call it all BS.
Okay.
I think a revision is coming. Why? Because, look, the Federal Reserve, Beige Book, and other reports.
Your watchdog of liberty in the nation's capital. Washington Watch with Tony Perkins. Weeknights on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative. Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove. Encouraging and informative. Helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Well, good morning to you and happy Friday.
Not a day too soon.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, took us 4 days to get here.
Again.
Anyway, good morning to you. A lot in the news, there always is. The weather is beautiful. Jerry is hobbled to the stage this morning. He's here.
We do.
And today is going to be a little bit of a surprise coming up next hour.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've been told what the plan is.
Yeah?
But I don't know what the plan is.
Oh, I like that.
Do you ever have three women try to explain something to you and have it come out straight?
I'm not going there. Thanks, but no thanks.
No, it should be fun, but anyway. We'll just roll with it. This is called Let's Make a Deal TV right here, man. Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Friday. A lot in the news. We got that, but it is a special day.
Yeah.
What you got?
Well, first of all, especially with that in mind, it's National Start Over Day.
Start over. We're good at that.
Do you have anything out of control in your life? Well, anyway, it's about making the decision to accept failure, deal with it, and start over from scratch. And I think, something in all of us that we have to go through this at some stage in our lives. You're not going to succeed at everything, right?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You're going to throw it all in and quit?
No.
No.
Paul said, I press towards the mark.
Amen. Yes. All right.
You've seen people that had stumbled at the finish line.
Yeah.
And somebody else come along, picks them up.
Picks them up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
all right. That's a good image to take with you today.
All right.
And then grab a donut while you're doing it, because it is National Donut Day.
Is this the official one?
Yeah, it is.
I think it is. Yeah.
It honors the World War I lassies. The lassies were ladies.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, who served donuts to soldiers during World War I. They had these little like aid stations, and at first they were just, you know, helping them with some of the basic needs, and then somebody got the great ideas. How about donuts? Everybody said, yeah.
Wow.
So it is National Donut Day. It's also National Gingerbread Day. Did you know that it's believed that gingerbread was first brought to Europe in 992 by an Armenian monk? He lived there for 7 years teaching gingerbread cooking to French priests and Christians until his death in 999. And sources indicate that in 1444, Swedish nuns were baking gingerbread to ease indigestion. Gingerbread for indigestion.
Well,
Is it the ginger?
Well, it's the ginger.
Okay.
You know, one of the best things you can do when you have an upset stomach?
Ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so enjoy that and then wash it all down. You can wash this down. It's a National Veggie Burger Day.
Veggie burger.
Veggie Burger Day. There it is. Look, it looks good. Packed with flavor, protein, and nutrients, veggie burgers show up at backyard barbecues, tailgate parties, and on the menus of high-class restaurants. And just like a standard beef burger, you can layer your favorite toppings like onion, tomato, lettuce, cheese, ketchup, and mustard between crusty roll bun and you take a big juicy bite. Now, they didn't always call these veggie burgers because they've been around since the 40s.
Yeah.
And in fact, I remember they used to serve them in my high school. For a while, we didn't even know they were veggie burgers. Somebody said, you know, this isn't meat. I went, what?
Yeah.
I'd never heard of a hamburger that wasn't meat.
Yeah, well, there you go.
What? Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
So, but it is good for you, and you can get your protein in there, and so enjoy.
Yeah,
That's
good
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Veggie burgers.
Veggie burgers.
Well, veggie burgers and donuts.
Yeah, oh, what a combo, huh?
Okay, and this guy would still put hot sauce on them.
Okay.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in mid to upper 60s for Vancouver and Portland, partly sunny in upper 60s in Wilsonville, and a chance of showers in near 65 in McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley, partly sunny skies continue with highs near 67 in Salem and Albany, around 66 in Corvallis, and close to 69 in Eugene. Overnight lows settle into the mid-40s. Central Oregon sees increasing clouds through the day with highs in the low to mid-70s for Prineville and Bend, mostly sunny in upper 60s in Sun River, and sunny and hot in Boise, Idaho with a high near 90. Along the Oregon coast, patchy fog, then mostly sunny in low 60s in Coos Bay, mostly sunny and breezy moving down the coast with highs in the mid to upper 50s for Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, sunny skies continue across the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin with highs near 79 in Grants Pass, 81 in Medford, and mid-70s in Ashland and Klamath Falls with lows in the 40s. Northern California stays sunny with highs near 83 in Wairika. Redding and Chico turn hot with upper 90s expected this afternoon, while Fort Bragg stays sunny and breezy with highs in the upper 50s. Across the Bay Area, sunny skies with highs reaching the low 90s in Santa Rosa and upper 80s in Napa and San Jose. San Francisco stays sunny with highs in the mid-70s and lows tonight in the mid-50s. For Central California, hot conditions continue under sunny skies with daytime highs in the upper 90s from Sacramento through Stockton, Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield with a light northwest wind this afternoon. It's a look at your Friday weather from Grange Co-op.
Hey, beautiful shot of downtown Ashland this morning. There's the plaza.
Yeah.
And the sun just kind of hitting the top building there.
Yeah.
Beautiful day.
Turning into a Chamber of Commerce shot.
There you go.
All right. Well, can a remnant save a nation?
Yes.
Okay, with a look at that, here is the Reverend Billy Graham.
If I would find some real believers in Sodom, if I found 50 righteous men, would you spare it? And God said yes. He couldn't find 50. So he said to the Lord, all right, Lord, what about if I found 40? Then after a while he said 30, then 20. Finally he said, if I find 10, Lord, would you spare them? And God said, yes, if you find 10 righteous people in Sodom, I'll spare Sodom. But he couldn't find them. And that is a lesson to us, the importance of a dedicated minority. A minority of people who believe and who live it. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah, says Isaiah 1:9. To you Christians, Jesus gave a warning. He said, remember Lot's wife? The angels told you not to look back. If you did look back, you'd be turned to a pillar of salt. Well, she did look back. And she was turned to a pillar of salt. And Jesus said, remember Lot's wife. That's an example for us today. Remember Lot's wife, one of the shortest verses in all the Bible.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Billy Graham. I think he preached that last night.
Well, it sounds like it.
Does it?
And it could have.
Wow.
As is usual, you know, the truth of the gospel is timeless.
There you go. All right, 8 minutes past the hour. Bunch of headlines this morning. Let's check them out for you quickly and just kind of highlight them. One of the stories that broke yesterday morning, late in the morning, was that former National Security Advisor John Bolton is to plead guilty. Now, what's so interesting about this story is his house was raided, and the legacy media said that it was
retribution.
Retribution from President Trump.
Yes.
Well, you don't plead guilty.
Yeah. Do you see how much he's going to pay?
$2.2 million.
Yeah.
He's going to pay $2.25 million for his problem to avoid 5 years in prison. And apparently what has happened is that he retained documents, writings, and notes relating to national defense, including information classified up to the top secret SCI level, which I understand is like the top of the top.
Oh, okay.
And he retained them at his home. And it's interesting. He's an interesting guy. He's a hawk.
Yeah.
And he was National Security Advisor, and he turned on Trump.
Yeah.
And Trump, the legacy media said, well, this is nothing more than retribution. Well, it's not. They raided his home because they knew these documents. I met John on 2 occasions.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both at the NRB.
Oh.
And he was a speaker, and I got to chat with him a little bit. And then the other one was, we met again when he was a speaker. But the point is that when he turned on President Trump, it was really bad because he was just a hawk. Now, don't get me wrong, he's a smart guy. But you don't admit to something if you're not guilty.
Well, yeah, especially when it costs you that much. You're not going to admit to it.
Yeah, so $2.2 million, I don't know how you arrange this. He's going to be speaking at special speakings the rest of his life to pay for all of it.
Let me ask you this. Should he have gone to jail?
Yes, he would have been 5 years. So he's avoiding prison.
Should they have done it anyway?
Well, listen, good point, because coming up June 26th is the judge will make the final decision.
Oh, so he's not.
So the judge could throw out the plea deal, so to speak. I guess I don't know how these things work, but he did have classified information in his house.
Okay, while the judge looks at this and determines, what deal they're going to accept, can he consider those boxes by the Corvette in that other garage that was over in what is that, Rhode Island?
No. Those were
by the Corvette. You remember? Yeah.
No, those were tithing records.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm confused. Let's look at them all. Come on.
They
raided Mar-a-Lago. They went into the First Lady's lingerie drawers.
Yeah, and got nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Right.
So this is a big story. It's also it's a black eye for the legacy media trying to turn. All right. So in the meantime, do you remember when the ICE riots raided the church?
Oh yeah, Don Lemon.
Don Lemon, the whole thing.
Yeah.
All 39 of those people got off at the state level yesterday.
Did they really?
The state attorney general, the state court, said no charges. Now, the federal civil rights charges remain, but the state are all forgiven. Oh. Do you know how serious this is?
Yes.
Now, the church is going to be left with nothing other than to appeal this decision. You have to appeal this decision. Okay. This is really, really bad. So Don Lemon and his group goes in there, interrupts the church service, does all this stuff, and and the state's not going to do a thing about it, but the federal charges remain. Something's really wrong with this case for this to happen. So that means that every church in America is vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly.
This is an invasion. It's trespassing. I mean, you can go on down the line what this is.
Yeah.
But the state said no. The state of Minnesota said no. You don't have to do anything.
Wow.
That's really bad.
Oh.
All right, now, SAVAC.
Oh, yeah.
This is the most decisive bill in the history of the United States right now. And guess what? Senator Collins, Murkowski, McDonnell, and Tillis all joined the Democrats to block the SAVAC from passing yesterday.
Have they?
5 Republicans joined the Democrats to stop the SAVAC.
Have they mentioned why?
I think I'm going to stay away from that because I don't know, but
Okay.
I do know that each one was a little bit different.
Okay.
But this is political at its highest game. This isn't about SAVAC. This is to give the president a black eye.
Okay. All right.
And they're trying to attach the bill to the nearly $70 billion budget reconciliation package, and they're saying that they're doing that because it pays for ICE. Now, the SAVE Act is voter ID, basically.
Right, yeah.
And you've got 5 Republicans against voter ID. Now, here's the problem in bill making, especially in Congress.
Oh, okay.
The attaching of other bills to the bill.
Right, we see that all the time.
Yeah, and so they could be rejecting the tags on the other bill and vote this one down, but this should be the primary thing. But because ICE is going to get money out of the deal, they voted against it.
Wow.
This is really bad. This is really bad, okay? All right, well, this is interesting. More, let me just breeze over this because it's so salacious and bad.
Oh.
But Graham Plantner, who is the Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate in Maine, is now fighting all kinds of allegations, and women are coming out of the woodwork talking about him. And it's really, really bad. And he has a Nazi tattoo on his chest. I mean, this thing is so bad. You kind of wonder, okay, does he survive? He could.
Yeah.
Now, it's whether or not the Democrats step up and take him out. Now, he's going to go to Capitol Hill next week and start meeting with people. Can you imagine the media coverage he's going to get walking the halls of Congress?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Right.
The guy, with all due respect, seems to be a real sleazeball.
Oh,
when you read some of the things that he did, he was hoping that people would break into his house so that he could do certain things to him.
He called a wounded veteran. Did you see how he called him out? He basically said he should have died.
Yeah.
He said he did a stupid thing on the battlefield. He got wounded. He should have died. It was dumb. I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, the guy is not good, and the only reason he's staying afloat is because he opposes Trump.
Yeah, well, right, and you know that's all you need on the left these days.
Now,
that's
folks,
all you need.
Now, how liberal is Maine?
I don't know.
Okay, let's go back to my earlier story.
Okay.
Where 5 Republicans voted against the SAVE Act, and one of them is Susan Collins, who he's running against from Maine.
Right.
She's a Republican, but she has been against just about everything the president does. So it seems to me she's voting against the president just to save her job too. She has to be a purple. She has to be a purple Republican to survive this.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens. If Bernie Sanders is going to be his campaign manager for Plantner, we'll see where this goes.
You know, do people ever put together? Bernie Sanders isn't even a Democrat.
Yeah. No, he's an independent.
He's an independent socialist. Yeah. Period.
Well, in the meantime, the president just can't keep his hands out of construction, as you well know, that he's redoing the ballroom on the east side of the White House, which is controversial, but he's getting it paid for by all donations. He drained the reflecting pond there in front of the Lincoln Memorial to get it cleaned up before 4th of July, and they're getting that all fixed up and getting ready to put water in it. Well, then he comes up with Plan B.
And that is?
And he wants a promenade between the Lincoln Memorial and down to the walkway of the Potomac River.
This guy just loves to build, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Huh?
it's, you know, it's an addiction.
I think so.
Okay, so here he is talking about it.
We'll have a little breaking news here because nobody's heard of it, but at the Lincoln Memorial, the front was supposed to be the back was supposed to be the front. It never got built because they built 2 roadways behind it after it was built, and it shut off the gateway to the water. That was really going to be the main entry, and we're going to be doing that. It's called the Promenade. It'll be the Promenade. They want to call it the Trump Promenade, but I don't know if I want to do that. But it's going to be beautiful. It's a beautiful project, and it's going to take the Lincoln Memorial right down to the Potomac, which it was always scheduled to do. But when they built the roads, that was the end of that. But we have a way of beautifully going over those 2 roads, highways, very, very strong, very important roads, actually, as you know, from the bridge. But it's going to be great.
I sure hope he leaves tee off of it, but
yeah, me too.
So they're gonna build this promenade. It's gonna go over
the roadways.
So I've been there, and
me too.
Yeah, it is. I forgot about that. But if you go to the Lincoln Memorial, if you ever go there,
yeah,
and you have the reflecting pond behind you, and you stand on the steps where Martin Luther King gave his big speech.
Right. Right.
And you look directly, and you look between the pillars, and there's Lincoln sitting on the chair there, okay? And you look directly up, straight up. All around the edge on the outside are the states.
Yeah.
And the one in the middle is Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Go take a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, those are some of the top stories here. You know, I should have the president come over and help us finish stage 2.
It'd be a beautiful thing.
Well, you know, he'd have to help me finance it, but we can get stage 2 done over here.
So, are they going to start working on that promenade while they wait on the ballroom? Now, what are they going to finish the ballroom that's been stopped? What's going on?
The ballroom's going to get finished.
Okay.
The promenade probably, that's going to take a while. Probably it'll be for next summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the reflecting pool has been redone for the 4th. And have you seen the big stage they set up on the White House lawn?
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
You haven't seen it? It's taller than the White House.
No kidding.
Okay, and that is the big stage for the 250. So there's a lot going on there.
Yeah. Well, well, good luck to him on it. I know there are a lot of people that like to counter his building plans. We'll see how it all unfolds.
Well, yeah. I will say one thing.
What?
He wants to start bringing some of the monuments back that got torn down.
Well, good for him in that. Yeah, because there was a lot of
stupidity. Can I ask you a question? What's wrong with this? What's wrong with making the capital city better?
Nothing.
What's wrong with fixing the reflecting pond?
Right. You remember how controversial it was when he brought in federal troops to clean it up and get it a little more safe?
No.
It worked. What happened to the press in their coverage of that?
I don't know. It's him. It's him. He's so toxic to so many people that, anyway. So, hey, 4th of July, Donut Day.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite donut?
Yeah, well, I have a few, but if I had, the box is full and I can only pull one out, I'll grab an old-fashioned.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'm with you on that
All
one.
right.
All right. Well, we'll take an old-fashioned break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
That's the donut.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegateRV.com.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa. a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right.
All right, welcome back. And, well, listen, this is some backyard news, and really in our own backyard. Southern Oregon University is facing really some financial hard times and doing some cutbacks. And it's turning out to be a big deal. If you remember, the university must have a long-term plan for financial sustainability in order to receive a $15 million grant that they were basically qualified for, but it's with some conditions.
Okay.
Well, in the meantime, they are now facing less than 2 weeks. The university leaders will release a plan to cut $20 million as part of an effort to keep the institution viable. This is not easy stuff. Now, you can have a lot of complaints about higher education and all this stuff, but I want to say to Southern Oregon President Rick Bailey, he's been very transparent about this, handling it the best way he possibly can. He's keeping a lot of people engaged. He's not in a room making decisions and comes out with an announcement. He literally is doing it the right way. He's taking input from a lot of people and in a lot of ways. It's a great university. It's one of our crown jewels here in Southern Oregon. It's been around for a long, long time. And but they've hit some hard times. And a lot of this has to do with all the things going on with the cost of everything. And so they have to come up with a $20 million cut in the next 2 weeks in order to qualify for a $15 million grant that will help put them on a sustainability, but it's not good. Hopefully they can figure this out, and I think they will. It's just that, and at the meantime, you know, you say, well, you raise tuition. Well, sooner or later you raise tuition, you're out of business.
Right.
You know, so.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, this next story grabbed my attention yesterday, and I have to tell you, you're going to go, what? Little old town, Dunsmuir, California. It's just down the street from us here.
Yeah.
Beautiful little town there in the hills.
Yeah.
Well, something went wrong in the schools. A bunch of kids went home the other day sick, and then they all tested for marijuana.
What?
The question is, how'd they get it in them?
Yeah.
And the story's kind of vague in that area.
What?
But apparently, several students went home. They were sick. They actually got called in for their parents to come and get them and take them home. And and there was a pattern of the sickness. And all of a sudden, they started testing these kids, and they tested positive for marijuana. Now, it doesn't say what happened.
I wonder why.
Was it? It was ingested. So how do you? Would somebody put it on the food?
It's in the food, yeah. Somebody, they ate something. Yep. Somebody made it and brought it.
Okay.
I don't know. You check the cookie break.
Okay. So something went terribly wrong.
Yeah.
And, of course, the parents, rightfully so, you know, is it safe for their kids to go to school? How did this possibly happen? That's the question. But apparently they're doing okay, but some kids really got violently sick.
Oh, gosh.
And they tested, I mean, of all things, you go home and your kid's sick and you're figuring out what's going on, and all of a sudden they test positive for marijuana. Well, how did they get it in their system?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So it's I don't know. Of all places, beautiful downtown Dunsmuir.
Of all places.
Of 8.
In your school, of all places.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Isn't that something? Wow. Quite a story.
Wow.
All right, let's check out the satellite image. Here's what's going on out there. Beautiful weather as we head into this weekend, and not terribly hot.
No.
Very pleasant.
It's looking pretty good out there. You got chores to do? Huh?
Do I have chores to do? Does the sun come up in the east?
Well, it's going to be nice tomorrow. You're going to have sunny skies and like 60s, really? A high of about 69. You can get so much done tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. Sunday's going to be beautiful, too, about 76, and you can go to church and then rest and recover the rest of the day.
Gosh, thanks for planning my day.
Got it all down. You don't even have to write it down now.
I started trimming a tree last night, and I thought, you know what? I better stop because there's just basically no more tree left. You know how we are.
I borrowed your pole saw. You should see what I did.
Okay, so you're out there, and I thought, well, you went out there with the goal to take a few off.
Yes. There's a sprig at the top that's left.
If this tree survives, it'll be a miracle.
Well, I'm convinced a scrub oak, it can survive just about anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
even a nuclear attack.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, well, we talked the other day that we're on our way back to the moon, and we were talking about, well, why did it take so long? Why are we doing it? We know that the first space race was against Russia, and I mentioned that, hey, this is all about beating China to the moon now, and ultimately to Mars. Well, look at this story. As NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman joined Fox Business's Mornings with Maria to detail America's plan to beat China back to the moon, build a permanent lunar base, and pave the way for future missions to Mars.
Well, I'll tell you, it's an incredibly exciting time at NASA, and I'd love to take credit for the plan, but the credit actually goes to President Trump. On my first day on the job, he signed a national space policy. It said, pick up where Apollo 17 left off, return American astronauts to the surface of the moon, but this time to stay, to build the enduring presence, to master the skills for where we inevitably go next, which is Mars, and we're well on our way. Just last week, we announced the first awards of many, because we're going to be landing on the moon robotic, uncrewed, on a near monthly cadence. So it's going to take the contributions from across industry. So we announced the first 2 lander rovers, actually. So these are going to be autonomous and crewed. So someday in the not-too-distant future, when Artemis 4 returns NASA astronauts to the surface of the moon, they're going to have a couple lunar dune buggies waiting for them. It's great to have the support of President Trump. I spoke to him twice last week. I spoke to him after he returned from his trip from China on this subject itself. Now, America is obviously incredibly advantaged. We've been to the moon before. We did it many times during the Apollo era. We're going back, but we're doing it different this time. We're going back to, of course, build the moon base itself. Now, I would say in terms of constructing the moon base, we're very advantaged. Investments made in years past in what we call our CLIPS program allows us to scale up mass to the surface of the moon. Lots of landers, lots of rovers, test all the things we're going to need to understand from power, communications, navigations. We're very advantaged in terms of building the moon base. When it comes to putting the boots on the moon itself, well, that's a space race. It's going to be very close. I would say our timing right now is before the end of 2028. The Chinese have said they're going to put their technauts on the moon before 2030. That means sometime in 2029. It means this race is going to come down to months, not years.
Whoa. All
right, so they got all these lunar vehicles up there.
Yeah.
Does Lithium Motors know about this?
How many mile warranty are on those things? Yeah.
Is Lithium going to put a car lot up there?
That's a great idea.
Lunar lot.
No, but isn't this so typical Trump? Let's go back. Go back to the moon, and let's build something up there.
Yeah.
Let's not just go visit. Let's build it.
Well, I really think that as crazy as all this is, you almost do need to do a living pattern on the moon before you head to Mars.
Yeah, and that looks like what they are doing. And that's one of the reasons they're looking at the poles, because they need water.
Yeah.
And there may be a lot of ice up there that, would help, sustainability.
Well, we'll see. So is there a Trump Tower going to the South Pole of the moon?
Is the moon outpost going to have the T on it?
I don't know.
My goodness.
So,
that's something.
All right, so we're going to have a building up there, with a marquee sign on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then I just wonder if Lithium Motors knows that they're going to have so many lunar things up there. They could do a used lunar car lot up there.
Well, yeah, because there are some dune buggies up there right now.
Yeah,
from the last, trips up there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to take a lunar break. We'll be right back.
Tries to water you down, The Black Barn Kitchen and Deli is a farm-to-table restaurant located in the historic schoolhouse in Jacksonville. Offering upscale dining and casual fare, enjoy brunch, deli, and dinner, featuring local source ingredients we grow. A warm sense of comfort greets you as you're surrounded by stunning artwork by my wife. We're a community-based business. With every sandwich you purchase, we give one back to our community. It's a feel-good experience. Come visit the Black Barn Kitchen and Deli in Jacksonville.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site, in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare. Your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living, your home.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Another attempt on President Trump's life over the weekend. I think they hate this man so much that at any cost, at any excuse, any way, they want him gone. I think the real reason here is that he's taken 60 years of the slow evolution of the democratic stronghold in America with corruption and fraud and the advancement of socialism and turned it upside down.
Wake up to information. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays.
Hi, welcome back. 26 minutes before the hour. You know, part of the news that just doesn't happen on the legacy media, you won't see it. And if you're reading all of the news headline and you go to all the sites, you can get, you know, pretty strung up a lot with all the emotions of it. But there is actually something really good happening in the Middle East. We've talked about it, and it doesn't get a lot of press. And that is, there is massive conversions taking place in the Middle East of Muslims waking up. Now, this sounds crazy, but it's true. They're waking up with visions and dreams of Jesus, and they're instantly converted. And they know instantly that this could cost them their life and relationships. And that is happening. In fact, there's such an underground revival going on in Iran. It parallels what we discovered when we got into China years ago, and it finally opened up. There was an underground revival going on there. So God's word cannot be extinguished. The Holy Spirit cannot be shut out of a country. I mean, there's something else. There's another dimension at work here that we believe in, and yet we have a hard time accepting sometimes. This next testimony comes from CBN News. They check up with a gentleman about his story of being a former Muslim turned Christian and the price that he's paying to love Jesus. And here it is.
I decided to go public because I said to myself, it's shame on me if I don't share my faith public. And I went public and my videos went viral. The following day, messages on my phone, they want to, come back to Middle East. Some of them, they curse me. They said a lot of bad things against me. My family was broken because the other tribes, because Yemen is a tribal country, the other tribes, they start to persecute my tribe because I came from a big tribe, not only a family. I don't belong only to a small family. I belong to a big tribe. So my family start to contact me. This is what happened because of you people. They insult us because of you. Please remove the videos from social media, come back to Middle East, or they try to send me back even to Saudi Arabia because I have a family as well in Saudi Arabia. We will give you a new business, a new life. This European, they corrupted you, they brainwash you. I don't no. Jesus Christ changed my heart and changed my mind. He washed my brain. He gave me a new life. It was really difficult, especially when the Imam divorced my wife under Islamic Sharia law and declared fatwa against my life. That was really hard because I lost my daughters. My daughters remain with my mother. My ex-wife was taken by her family, which my uncles. So it was really difficult. I said, Lord, I lost everything for you. I give up everything for you, but I can't do it anymore by myself. I can't. It was so difficult, so hard, so hard. And I said, Lord Jesus Christ, please, I need your help. I cried out to him, and he encouraged me with this verse where it says from Matthew 16, what the benefit if man gain the whole world and lose his own soul. I say, Lord Jesus Christ, I know deep in my heart, deep in my soul, if I am the only person on earth, you will still step down from heaven to earth to rescue me, to deliver me, and to give me a new life. So, Lord, I love you, and I will continue to share you and to honor you. And brother, from that time, I never looked back. I can see now my faith because of this step of obedience, that I didn't give up Christ for my family or for my country, because I lost my country, my culture, my safety. Even I receive death threats every day on social media. Even here in Europe, I've been stopped, recognized by many, even in the airports. I was traveling to France. I was stopped in the airport by Muslims, but praise the Lord, they were like a peaceful Muslims. You know, I had a good chat with them for 20 minutes. And I left them with, they are confused about Islam. So for me, God, yes, give me a new life, a new hope, a new future. He didn't only save me from my sin. He gave me a mission. He gave me a purpose on this earth to be ambassador, salt, and light. And this is what I do through social media. And I always say my videos go where I can't go back to Yemen, brother. If I go back to Yemen, they're going to skin me. They're going to crucify me, because they're going to send a message to everybody. If you dare to do what John did, this is the result. People even being arrested in Yemen, accused being Christian, which they've been Christian, and they've been investigated inside of the prisons in Yemen, and they've been questioned, do you follow this infidel, which me? They even in the prison, the people being asked about me. I heard this news inside of Yemen. They encourage them, don't follow him, don't listen to him. He work with the CIA, with the Mossad, with the European government. I am a spy for Christ, for the gospel, for the kingdom of heaven. Yeah,
that's absolutely crazy and bonkers, my friend. You said that you have a fatwa out on your life. What does that exactly mean?
So fatwa, that means if you disowned, if you rejected Islam, you should be killed, according to the hadith. So the mosque where I grew up in Yemen, they declared that. Actually, one of my, someone, he's married to my auntie in Yemen, because I have so many aunties in Yemen. And one of them, he volunteered that if he ever see me, he will shoot me. That's what I received. Actually, he wrote that message to me when I give my life to the Lord Jesus Christ. It wasn't easy, brother. My uncles, my cousins, they've been even been affected. Now, actually, what I heard back in Yemen, if other tribes or other family start to mention my name in front of my family, they can't look to their eyes. They look to the ground. It's very difficult. It's very hard. But I pray for them, brother. I do pray for them every day that the Lord will save them, and I will continue to share my faith, because now I can't, without Christ, I will be nothing, but I am everything with the Lord Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Well, look, there is such a resolve when you come to faith in countries that it's everything.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, this is real. It is happening, and it's happening not just in Iran, all over the Middle East. Things are moving, and even in Israel, where Jews are waking up that Jesus is the Messiah.
Yeah.
So God's doing something, and guess what? He's going to do it with you or without you.
Amen,
you may want to. You may want to get involved in it.
You want to jump on, yeah.
You may want to jump on
All
on the wagon and go with it. All right, let's check out somebody that he's always involved in something.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, Mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in mid to upper 60s for Vancouver and Portland, partly sunny in upper 60s in Wilsonville, and a chance of showers in near 65 in McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley, partly sunny skies continue with highs near 67 in Salem and Albany, around 66 in Corvallis, and close to 69 in Eugene. Overnight lows settle into the mid-40s. Central Oregon sees increasing clouds through the day with highs in the low to mid-70s for Prineville and Bend, mostly sunny in upper 60s in Sun River, and sunny and hot in Boise, Idaho with a high near 90. Along the Oregon coast, patchy fog, then mostly sunny in low 60s in Coos Bay, mostly sunny and breezy moving down the coast with highs in the mid to upper 50s for Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, sunny skies continue across the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin with highs near 79 in Grants Pass, 81 in Medford, and mid-70s in Ashland and Klamath Falls with lows in the 40s. Northern California stays sunny with highs near 83 in Wairika. Redding and Chico turn hot with upper 90s expected this afternoon, while Fort Bragg stays sunny and breezy with highs in the upper 50s. Across the Bay Area, sunny skies with highs reaching the low 90s in Santa Rosa and upper 80s in Napa and San Jose. San Francisco stays sunny with highs in the mid-70s and lows tonight in the mid-50s. For Central California, hot conditions continue under sunny skies with daytime highs in the upper 90s from Sacramento through Stockton, Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield with a light northwest wind this afternoon. It's a look at your Friday weather from Grange Co-op.
Ah, yes, on this June the 5th, we are looking all the way back to 1884 when Civil War hero William Tecumseh Sherman made one of the most famous statements in American political history.
As Republicans searched for a presidential candidate, many hoped the legendary Union general would run for the White House. Sherman wanted no part of it. His response became political folklore. I will not accept if nominated and will not serve if elected. The declaration was so emphatic that it gave rise to the term Shermanesque statement, meaning an absolute refusal to run for office. Historians have long speculated that Sherman's reluctance may have been influenced by watching his close friend and fellow Union hero, Ulysses S. Grant, endure years of political attacks, scandals involving associates, and harsh criticism during his presidency. Unlike many military leaders before and after him, Sherman never sought the nation's highest office, choosing instead to remain a soldier, and one of the few Americans famous enough to turn down a likely path to the presidency.
And you know what? That line was pretty much mimicked by LBJ.
I will not.
I will not accept it. I do not seek, and I will not accept my party's nomination for the President of the United States. It's like, okay,
I will not seek.
That's Sherman-esque.
I will not accept.
But, so do you think Sherman was Tecumseh Sherman was influenced by Ulysses S. Grant? Because, boy, he had a scandal-plagued administration, and they were after him every step of the way. It's kind of like the day and age in which we live now.
So, isn't it interesting? Nothing's new.
There's nothing new under the sun. Where have we read that?
You know, it's human nature. I want to be boss. No. I want to be boss. No, I want.
No, I want to be boss.
Yeah, I want to be boss.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh,
you can
have something?
Yes.
All right, let's check out Edward Graham. He has a story. Of course, this is part of Samaritan's Purse and the Billy Graham Association and all that. But he has a story here of a church service that was spared when a tornado went around it.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine having a church service and a tornado come through?
Oh, my goodness.
We had a tornado wind. What do they call them? A dust buster?
Like a, not a dust bunny, but a...
What do you call those little swirly things?
What are those swirly?
We had one go between the buildings here and take out our two satellite dishes.
That's right.
Remember that?
That's
literally picked them up and threw them over in the parking lot.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, here's Edward Graham.
Power lines were down in the parking lot. Roof was gone. Cars were damaged. It was just unbelievable what had taken place outside.
This past May 6th, Mississippi was devastated by tornadoes that came through some of the rural communities.
A lot of people are still in shock. Their houses are gone. Their cars are gone. They have no power. They have no water. They have a long road ahead.
When we gathered up at the church to start the services, the phones were going off with the alerts about the bad weather coming. Everybody began to look around. We got in the back hallway of the church, and about 30 people was on their knees, hunkered down, close together, getting ready for the impact. You could see something coming to us. It got bad. There was a point in time where I thought we were going to be taken. When wall starts moving, you never know. Building was tore up, but nobody was hurt. It was just praising God, thanking God for the comfort and for the shelter that He gave us.
When Samaritan's Purse comes on the ground after a tornado like this, we're helping with debris removal. We're cutting trees that have fallen down, limbs that are on homes.
It's very important to come out and volunteer just because, it didn't happen to our specific house. We didn't have any trees fall or anything that ruined our area, but it is important to come through and help your neighbors and help your friends. That's what community's about.
We feel blessed to be able to do this. We are all the hands and feet of Jesus.
Samaritan's Purse, I appreciate y'all so much. You people have done so much in this community. You've helped so many people. I've never heard anybody gripe about anything. They just come, they do their job, they do it with joy, and it's peace in their heart, and it's wonderful.
Pray for Mississippi. Pray for our volunteers that are down here for their safety, but also the opportunities to let their neighbors know they're loved and to share the gospel.
I know God is with us. I know God is going to get the glory. Something good is going to come out of it. Somebody somewhere is going to get saved. Somebody's going to know who Jesus is.
Wow. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, that's amazing.
Do you ever ask the question, what will be the accent in heaven?
That's a great question. Yeah.
I kind of like that Southern drawl. I just kind of wondered if heaven's going to have a little twang to it.
What is the
We'll be right back.
Oh, gosh.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Metal Masters can give you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable. Trust Metal Masters to provide perfect air for your family.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
Jerry's Historical Archives. U.S. History. Great moments in time. Record breakers. Our music through the years. Relive the past and learn something new. Open up Jerry's Historical Archives. Weekdays only on Mornings on the Dove.
This week on the John Ankerberg Show, we'll talk about the brave people that are bringing the gospel of Jesus Christ to their people using audio Bibles.
God is working through these audio Bibles. People hear the Word of God, and God the Holy Spirit uses that Word to pierce their heart. I am impressed with how powerful the Word of God is.
Join me for the John Ankerberg Show right here on the Dove TV. It'll be encouraging and informative.
Well, how y'all doing? We're trying to figure out what the accent of heaven's going to be.
Yeah. And then it makes me, those dominoes start going down. I start wondering, well, wait a minute. you know, accents come from regions.
Yeah.
Regions
Yeah.
oftentimes have different languages. What will be the language of heaven?
Well, that's a good question. I guess we'll be able to communicate. You know, obviously we will, but
yeah, there are a few people I'd like to talk to that, you know, from other lands.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Well, anyway.
Okay, anyway.
Good stuff.
Okay.
The other day I had Richard Lyons on. He's quite a guy. He's all over the place. He produces things, does things, jumps tall buildings, outruns locomotives. Anyway, I asked him if he thought the Republic was in decline. Our Republic, the American Republic, was in decline. Here's what he had to say.
I do not think it is in decline. I think we are being attacked from within by the socialists that have been. Socialism's been growing in this country now 100 years. Perry, we've spoken about this on other of your shows.
Mm-hmm.
It has been growing since the time of Woodrow Wilson. It has grown by not being named. It has grown because the Democrats do not run their campaigns on the fact that they're socialists. But having grown for 100 years now, as is evidenced in the administrative state, which is a structure that Woodrow Wilson created, and which is antithetical because it's full of appointed, unelected people who have a lot to do with the governance of this country. We are at a tipping point now. We are at a profound Y in the road where we're either going to return to founding principles or we're going to be the prey of a party that is now more aligned to what the Soviet Union was than what the United States was. That's very dangerous when you consider, I know for your network, freedom of faith is the profound right, and it should be. One of the first acts of the Bolsheviks when they won in Russia, they burned down 40,000 churches after they looted them and killed all the clerics. That is what socialism is. And now it's out in America. After having been in our educational institutions, cultural institutions, now they're in the streets, as announced in 2020 by their looting and burning 200 cities.
Well, it makes a good point. Look, America's been very resilient because most of the attacks that we've had have been on the outside.
Yeah.
We've come through a civil war, that's on the inside. Now we're back to a fight within the inside. Look, God's not done with America. God's not done with you. And I think at the end of the day, we have to stay vigilant. It's forcing us to go back to our roots. This is all good stuff. And it's still the Republic, we the people. And all you got to do is watch some of these hearings on Capitol Hill, and you walk away with such a rock in your stomach.
Oh, gosh.
You kind of go, what in the world is this all about? And it's just nonsense. So I think sense will eclipse nonsense.
Well, it's interesting as we go down this road now. I think a lot of people have been very suspicious through the years that the left, the movement on the left in our country has been bordering on socialism and communism. But now, you know, it's being spoken out loud.
Yeah, so we see it. So the question is, what are we going to do with it?
Here's something good. For years, Jamie Austin worried that her daughter, Lily, would never experience many of the other milestones that young people experience, like the prom.
Lily lives with Rett syndrome, a rare neurological disorder that stole her ability to speak and affected her motor skills as a young child. Her parents watched helplessly as the little girl they knew began to change. But recently, Lily got a night her family will never forget. The 15-year-old attended a special prom in Greensboro, North Carolina, with her lifelong friend and neighbor Oliver proudly by her side as her date. For Lily's mom, the most emotional moment came on the dance floor when Lily naturally placed her arm on Oliver's shoulder as they danced together. It was so special, her mother said, to see her experiencing something so normal. For one unforgettable evening, a teenager got to feel beautiful, a family got to celebrate, and a lifelong friendship reminded everyone what kindness and caring can mean.
Gosh, that's wonderful. That's good stuff. I take Colossians chapter 3, verse 15. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace. And guess what? And be thankful. Be thankful today. Treat somebody nice.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com. Over time, every wall tells a story, but sometimes those stories need a fresh start. At Chris Silva Painting, we specialize in transforming indoor spaces, whether it's your family home or your business workspace. With premium paints, flexible scheduling, and expert attention to detail, we make the process simple and stress-free so you can focus on what matters most, living and working in a space you love. From bold new colors to subtle tones of sophistication, let Chris Silva Painting bring your vision to life, one wall at a time. Chris and his crew are courteous, they're efficient, organized, timely, and clean. Chris Silva Painting also offers military discounts. At Chris Silva Painting, our mission statement is to bring Christ's heart and principles to our customers and our job sites. We do that with honesty, integrity, and hard work. We don't cut corners, we paint them. CCB number 176097. Chris Silva Painting, 541-890-3960. 541-890-3960.
Your sweet tooth just became a force for good. The Salvation Army's Taste Good, Do Good Challenge is on June 5th through the 30th. And local bakeries, restaurants, and shops are serving up exclusive treats you can only get during the challenge. Hit different spots, collect punches, and vote for the best bite in town. And every delicious stop helps support local kids and veterans right here in our community. Start your adventure at tastegooddogood.net.
The Dove is shining with a brand new show, Season to Shine.
I'm Melinda Robertson, host of Season to Shine, a new heartfelt, inspiring program for women designed to bring encouragement, wisdom, and hope into your everyday life. We'll help you discover God's purpose in every season, empowering you to shine with confidence, faith, and joy. It's your season to shine. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 4 p.m. on the Dove TV. More at thedove.us.
The triumphs and challenges of the global church. Christian World News. Weeknights at 5:30 on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative. Good morning. You're tuned to the Dove. Encouraging and informative. Helping Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Nevada start the day with news and encouragement. This is Mornings on the Dove.
Well, good morning to you. Happy Friday. We made it. Yahoo! Took us 4 days to get here. That's a line that's getting old. But anyway.
Yeah, but it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Friday. A lot in the news. Are always, and I mean a lot. We got a lot of stuff to cover here this morning. And they're all kind of different, you know. It's kind of weird day. Headlines out there. Beautiful weather out there. I don't know what you have planned for this weekend, but it should be very lovely. And let's see. And it's a special day because I know you're going to mention this.
Okay.
Today's Donut Day.
It is Donut Day.
Have you ever been involved in the Donut Challenge?
I don't even know what it is.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But we're involved in one.
Yeah. You know what? The only donut challenge I have is avoiding them.
Oh, no. And that's when you fail.
Yeah, and in fact, I hardly try.
Well, today is not only National Donut Day, but it's the Donut Challenge with the Salvation Army.
All right.
The Salvation Army is doing a donut challenge, and we'll talk about that coming up.
And you know what? It just falls right in line. I'll go to Donut Day first because the Salvation Army lassies are why we have Donut Day, and they're the women who serve donuts to soldiers way back in World War I.
There you go.
It's been going on a long time, and we enjoy donuts anyway, but this is a good cause. Anyway, it's also National Start Over Day.
Start over.
It's not do over day, because that would give you a chance to do over what you failed at. This doesn't. This basically says pick yourself up and start again.
Well, think about this. Salvation is start over, not do over.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that.
Amen.
Salvation is start over, not do over.
All right. With that in mind, how is your salvation?
Not good. Yeah. Yeah.
No, not yours. I'm looking at the camera.
Oh,
yeah.
How's yours? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. National Gingerbread Day.
Okay.
All right. I didn't realize that gingerbread was initially. Well, actually, it does make sense, because I remember when I was a kid, you know, if you had an upset stomach, the ginger ale thing would come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess gingerbread was initially at one time to help ease indigestion.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just looking at the news, sometimes I need gingerbread. Also, one last thing to eat, and it's good if you like this kind of thing. It's National Veggie Burger Day.
Veggie burger.
Veggie burgers.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Not in this sandwich. But it is packed with protein and flavor and nutrients. Veggie burgers show up at backyard barbecues, tailgate parties, and even at high-class restaurants. Also, the modern veggie burger concept is often credited to George Sams, or Gregory Sams, I should say, who sold his Vega burger in London in 1982.
Wow.
But it does go all the way back to the 40s. They just didn't call it veggie burger. And but anyway, you can find veggie burgers in many countries, from McDonald's, McVeggie in India, to McVegan in Finland. Did you know they have those things? They've been offered at Burger King, Denny's, Chili's, and even White Castle. They make veggie burgers at all these different places. So if you are so inclined, enjoy. And I'll remember, and I mentioned this before, that when I was in high school, we had veggie burgers. They didn't call them veggie burgers. And at first, we didn't even know we were eating fake burgers. And they were good. Wow. We ate them all the time. So enjoy your veggie burger. You know, to each his own.
Okay. Well, today is National Donut Day, and we talked about this earlier, but if you had a box full of donuts, okay, and you were to reach in and grab one.
I'll take, if I reach in and grab the old-fashioned, I'll be happy. But if I accidentally picked up, you know, like a cream-filled.
Oh, the Bismarck?
Yeah, maybe a little maple on top, maple, you know, frosting. Oh, that's good too, but I'd have to go past the old-fashioned to get to it.
Yeah, see, I would stop at the old-fashioned.
Yeah.
I don't know why, I just like old-fashioned. And, you know, I like them with even an plain old-fashioned.
You know what, day-old old-fashions really work for me, and, you know, especially with coffee.
Well, there you
Coffee will help anything go down.
Isn't that a song?
It should be. If it's not, I think you just got it.
What? No, was it something spoonful of medicine makes?
Just a spoonful of sugar, some medicine.
Go down. Yeah, there you go. Just a good old-fashioned.
Don't do that to me, man.
Yeah, okay.
Now I got that going in my head.
That's good.
Thanks a lot.
Here's a guy who's got a lot going on in his head right here, and it never settles down.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in mid to upper 60s for Vancouver and Portland, partly sunny in upper 60s in Wilsonville, and a chance of showers in near 65 in McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley, partly sunny skies continue with highs near 67 in Salem and Albany, around 66 in Corvallis, and close to 69 in Eugene. Overnight lows settle into the mid-40s. Central Oregon sees increasing clouds through the day with highs in the low to mid-70s for Prineville and Bend, mostly sunny in upper 60s in Sun River, and sunny and hot in Boise, Idaho with a high near 90. Along the Oregon coast, patchy fog, then mostly sunny in low 60s in Coos Bay, mostly sunny and breezy moving down the coast with highs in the mid to upper 50s for Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, sunny skies continue across the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin with highs near 79 in Grants Pass, 81 in Medford, and mid-70s in Ashland and Klamath Falls with lows in the 40s. Northern California stays sunny with highs near 83 in Wairika. Redding and Chico turn hot with upper 90s expected this afternoon, while Fort Bragg stays sunny and breezy with highs in the upper 50s. Across the Bay Area, sunny skies with highs reaching the low 90s in Santa Rosa and upper 80s in Napa and San Jose. San Francisco stays sunny with highs in the mid-70s and lows tonight in the mid-50s. For Central California, hot conditions continue under sunny skies with daytime highs in the upper 90s. From Sacramento through Stockton, Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield, with a light northwest wind this afternoon. It's a look at your Friday weather from Grange Co-op.
Beautiful shot of the plaza in downtown Ashland this morning with the sun shining on the big building there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice place. You ever taste that water there?
Oh, yeah. In fact, yes, I have.
Okay.
And we have used that as a backdrop of a Christmas card before.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great Chamber of Commerce shot right there. People are up and at 'em.
All right. If you've never been to Ashland, we'll go.
Yeah.
If you're there, obviously. But one of the things this time of the year, walk through Lithia Park. It's gorgeous.
Lithia Park, yes. Yep. All right. Well, time to look at hope. And here we have it with the Reverend Billy Graham.
Don't look back. Many of us look longingly at the world, and many are like Demas, having forsaken Christ because of the love of this present world. Now, the climax of history is going to be judgment. The Bible warns that the world is in for a gigantic judgment. The only bright spot is the promised return of Jesus Christ, because the Scripture teaches from one end to the other that Christ is going to come back someday. He's going to set up His kingdom, and evil and the devil are going to be eliminated, and this is going to be heaven on earth when Jesus comes back. You see, Jesus Christ loved us so much that He went to the cross and died for us. He took all the hell and all the judgment on Him at the cross. And the Scripture says, God so loved the world, God so loved this present world, that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever, that includes you, whosoever believeth in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life. You say, well, when is Christ going to come back? Jesus said, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not even the angels of heaven, but my Father only. We don't know the day. Don't speculate. It's coming. It's sure. He left us certain signs. I wish we had time to go into all of them today. I believe that every one of those signs is being fulfilled right now.
Oh, wow.
Well, it is. Yeah. When did he preach that?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow, good stuff. I had a lot of headlines in the news this morning on this Friday morning. Let's get you caught up on some of the things that are going on here. First of all, one of the big stories that broke yesterday morning, and it kind of took most of the day to work its way out, and that is former National Security Advisor John Bolton is to plead guilty in a plea bargaining thing that apparently he did unlawfully retain documents, writings, and notes relating to the national defense, including information classified to the top secret SCI level. And he took them home, and he wasn't supposed to do that. Now, this is also a little bit of an embarrassment, if I can put it that way, for the legacy media who thought that the FBI raiding his home was a retaliation from the Trump administration because John Bolton pretty much turned anti-Trump.
Right.
And the media said, well, this is Trump, going after the former national security advisor. Not so. They actually had all this stuff, and he's not supposed to have it.
Right.
Now, they did not have a love affair.
No.
At the end here.
It ended badly.
It ended badly.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons for that. But in the meantime, he is going to plead guilty and to stay out of a 5-year prison term and pay $2.25 million in damages or in fines. Now, here's the deal. The hearing is scheduled for the 26th of June, so a couple of weeks away.
Okay.
And the judge still has the final say.
Okay.
So we'll see how this plays out.
Plea deals have to be approved by the judge, too. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right. Dozens of anti-ICE protesters won't face state charges in Minnesota. These are the ones who stormed the church during a church service. This was Don Lemon and his gang. Now, that does not release them from federal civil charges. So they're up against federal civil charges. But the state of Minnesota decided to say, all these people that raided this church service, nothing's going to happen to them. It's okay to do it again. This is absolutely crazy. I really hope that the that the church appeals this.
Yeah, and you know, nothing about these protests is organic. This is not a groundswell of support, and then
this was all organized.
This is all organized. In
Yeah.
fact, you know, the ICE riots in Newark, they've been having all kinds of problems. There was a great investigative piece yesterday I read, and they said most of these people were flown in from other locations because they're professional protesters.
Well, they are, and you got to remember that Don Lemon set this all up because the cameras came with him.
Exactly.
So this is really scary stuff, folks, and I hope the church, I say we, the faith community, may have to help the church to fight for an appeal on this. This needs to be overturned.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. 4 Senate Republicans did it again. Collins, Murkowski, McConnell, and Tillis all joined the Democrats to block the amendment needing 60 votes to pass the SAFE Act. Now, what makes the SAFE Act is voter identification, for voter registration identification, okay? But attached to the bill is the nearly $70 billion budget reconciliation package geared towards funding ICE. Now, this is messy stuff, and why we do this only in our government do we have a main bill, then you attach all these other things to it. Yeah. So 5 Republicans said no to the SAFE Act, which is the leading bill in the package, and they're using other things to say no. This is absolutely ludicrous. Yeah. I think that John Thune may not hold his position if he can't pull this off.
Yeah, you win.
This is the most important vote that he's going to manage, and he can't get it through the Senate.
Yes. Yeah.
Pretty bad stuff. The other thing is Mr. Plantner, who is the Democratic nominee for the U.S. Senate seat in Maine, up against Susan Collins, who, by the way, is one of the ones that voted against the SAFE Act.
Right. Why can't they primary her?
Well, see, yeah, they didn't have a strong Republican.
Okay.
So in the meantime, people are still wanting Graham Plantner to stay in the race, and yet he is plagued with unbelievable salacious scandals. And guess what?
What?
He hasn't denied any of them.
No, he can't.
And
he can't.
And the problem is they are real. And this guy is this is real.
He's a real Nazi. And isn't it amazing what the...
He almost makes Mondani look good.
I think so. And what the left tries to throw onto the president, on Trump, you're a Nazi, you're a threat to democracy, this guy is all of those things in spades. And they don't care because, you know, the most important thing is...
It's against Trump.
Yeah, it's against Trump. Get elected.
Well, the only thing I can say is this guy is really bad, and the allegations coming from women and things that he's done, and a Nazi tattoo on his chest, et cetera, et cetera. Because it's so bad I don't even want to talk about it. But he's still in the race. But I think the Democrats are trying to get him, and they're looking at Tellerico too. They don't know what to do with that guy. Over in Texas. You got 2 people that have won their nominations, but things are getting a little messy. And, of course, the president, in his heart, deep down in his soul, he likes building things. I'm surprised why he doesn't have a bunch of... like a rector said, or a bunch on his desk where he's playing with things all the time.
Yeah.
Legos,
yes.
What they get? Is that way I just buy him a Lego
set? Yeah, hey, take it out here.
Yeah, go over here and build.
All your building frustrations, do it right here.
Well, you should know, he's doing the East Wing, putting in the grand ballroom. Well, he looked at the reflecting pond in front of the Lincoln Memorial and decided to drain it and clean it up before the 4th of July. That's almost done. Then he realized that there is no walkway from the west side of the Lincoln Memorial down to the Potomac River. So he's looking at putting in a promenade which has to cross the 2 freeways down there. So anyway, here you go. Here's what he had to say.
We'll have a little breaking news here because nobody's heard of it, but at the Lincoln Memorial, the front was supposed to be the back was supposed to be the front. It never got built because they built 2 roadways behind it after it was built, and it shut off the gateway to the water. That was really going to be the main entry, and we're going to be doing that. It's called the Promenade. It'll be the Promenade. They want to call it the Trump Promenade, but I don't know if I want to do that. But it's going to be beautiful. It's a beautiful project, and it's going to take the Lincoln Memorial right down to the Potomac, which it was always scheduled to do, but when they built the roads, that was the end of that. But we have a way of beautifully going over those two roads, highways, very, very strong, very important roads, actually, as you know, from the bridge. But it's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Going to be great.
I wonder how big it's going to be.
I wonder. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, maybe you were aware of the original plans for the Lincoln Memorial. I wasn't. I didn't know that a promenade and the situation on which it sits was supposed to be a little bit different. But it got
modern
altered.
times, they had to put a road along the road.
Apparently so, yeah. So, but he's going to fix it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever go to the Lincoln Memorial, and I highly recommend that you do, the reflecting pond now has been fixed, and you can stand there on the steps, and you can look through those pillars, and there's President Lincoln sitting on the chair.
Yeah.
And then up the very top, all the way around the rim of the Lincoln Memorial, are all 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
But if you stand there and look in the very middle, and you go all the way up, there's Oregon.
Hot dog.
There.
Next time I'm there, I'm going to look.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll take a
Hey.
donut break.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In a time when our culture faces unprecedented challenges,
I want to talk about the role of a Christian even in a hostile culture.
Christian apologist and evangelist Alex McFarland addresses the hard-hitting questions about faith, morality, and culture.
People are hungry for truth, and we've got to rise to the challenge of our assignment as the church.
Know your faith better to be equipped to defend it in a world searching for answers.
But when you put the face of an earthly man on God, then you're never going to understand who God is.
God takes pleasure in you, and the very sight of you is joy and blessing.
Alex McFarland, inspiring believers through apologetics to boldly stand for truth in a critical time. Catch him Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Dove TV, encouraging and informative. More at thedove.us.
Happy Donut Day. Boy, this has gone pretty fast. We are delighted to have with us today Major Randy. He's with the Salvation Army and one of the great guys in our community. So appreciate you and you're doing.
Good to be here.
So what is the Donut Challenge?
So the Donut Challenge.
You're on. Yeah.
The Donut Challenge. It's going on in the whole valley, Medford, Grants Pass, Jacksonville, the whole valley. But what it is, today is National Donut Day.
Yes.
And in honor of that, we're all month long, we're going to be inviting people to go to the donut location of their choice. And some of these...
There's a bunch of them.
There's a whole bunch of them. Some of them have donuts. Some of them have donut-inspired desserts.
Oh, okay.
Like Figaro's Pizza has figgy sticks.
What? Figgy sticks.
Figgy sticks. Oh, they're delicious. You got to try it.
All right.
But you go into the location of your choice, and they'll give you a punch card. You visit 5 locations, and then you vote on which one is best. And you put your voting card into the Salvation Army red kettle at that location.
Okay. All right. Well, we have the Jelly Donut guys here.
We do.
And look what they did here.
That.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Okay, I have Dan and Patty here. Did you guys create these?
We did. The first one here is actually, it's a cronut.
Oh.
It's made out of croissant dough with the strawberries and whipped cream top.
Uh-huh.
It's got a light glaze on it. They're deep fried, unlike a croissant, which
Deep
would be
fried's
baked.
good.
Oh yeah, it gives.
My shoe is good deep fried.
It gives it that
Pastry taste.
yeah, it gives
yeah.
it a nice
Very
crunch
delicious.
to it.
All right.
Yeah,
all
the
right.
second one, that's
Oh, it's so good. That's my
That's
favorite.
incredible. It's strawberry
this?
filled with cream cheese icing.
Uh-huh.
It's got a dollop of
Strawberry on top?
strawberry and then the whipped cream
Okay.
with the sprinkles.
Is this deep fried too?
Yes.
Okay,
All
I got
the
a
donuts
question.
are deep fried.
After we're done here, are you trying to take these with you?
Well, I was going to try, but it seems like you guys have more interest in them than we do, so you're welcome to do that.
All right, so Patty and Dan, real quick, how long you guys been doing this?
We've been doing it since 2009.
Where's your shop?
It's at 1695 Northeast 7th in Grass Pass,
Okay.
corner of 7th and Hillcrest.
Really?
Yeah, you take the exit 58, go down to Hillcrest, and make a quick left, and you can't miss us.
All right.
We've got a big old sign on the building.
Are you underwritten by your local cardiologist?
No, we're not. But our dentist subscribes to our donuts regularly.
The dentist subscribes. I love it.
All right, so Randy, walk us through this again, because you got everybody on here. I mean, you've got Sweet Tea, Barney's Burgers, Kona, you got Jelly Donuts, Figaro. What's going on here?
Just all of these folks have joined in with us in honor of Donut Day. And the donut, you maybe remember some of the history, started during World War I.
Yeah,
we've got a poster there. Started during World War I. And volunteers, most of them young women, went out on the front lines.
Called the Lassies.
Yeah, you guys keep talking. I'm going to get this.
And then in 1935 in Chicago, the Salvation Army helped to found Donut Day, or 1938, I think.
Okay. All right. Patty, you had a comment there? You said what?
I believe the Lassies, didn't they have the donuts in their helmet?
You know, when they were on the front lines, a lot of them did cook the donuts in a metal helmet because that's what they had.
Oh, okay.
Whatever they had to be able to cook, whatever supplies they had. I think the donut recipe sometimes changed a little bit depending upon what supplies they had near the front lines.
So explain this poster here, Randy.
So this poster is an original from 1918.
Wow.
When the Salvation Army was promoting help to support the war effort and support our troops that were out there defending us.
Outstanding.
Well, folks, hi.
Welcome back.
This is great. So check it out. This is going to go on for how long?
All month.
All month.
All month.
All right. And
You
don't
got
forget,
to the end of June.
You got to go to the Jelly Donut. And your location again?
7th and Hillcrest in Grass Pass.
7th and Hillcrest. And what are your hours and days?
We are open 4 a.m. until 10 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday, and then Monday we close at 5.
So you do that early morning schedule like us.
We've got one day that we take off, and that's Tuesday.
All right.
Do you have coffee?
We have old-fashioned regular coffee.
I think I had to ask if you had coffee.
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Is it really black and hard and all that stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Donut shop.
Well, anyway, we are. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, look at I got a little plastic fork.
Go ahead.
and
No,
There you go. There you go.
it.
You got to try it.
You got to try it.
Come on, I want to get in here. Give me some of that foam. Oh.
Some of us eat it with our fingers.
No, I will too. No.
So that means.
Oh, wait a minute. No.
So
All right, good stuff.
You know what that means? In 20 minutes, you can have a sugar high, and it's not going to be any good. He's going to fall asleep on the show.
Yeah, what time is it?
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
I believe he can get through it.
All right.
Okay. Randy, thanks.
Thank you
For all you do.
All right.
And thanks for the Salvation Army. Great organization. Let's support them.
Yeah.
Let's go out over the next month or so and get donut Donut health.
Yes, and thank you,
Yes.
Dan and Patty.
And you know what? Go buy a donut
Yeah.
and share it with a friend.
All right, buy a donut and share it with a friend.
All right.
All right, God bless you. We'll be right back.
Your yard is where life happens, but it can be muddy and hard to maintain. Enjoy a maintenance-free artificial turf lawn all year round with Smart Lawn LLC. No mowing, no fertilizing, no watering. Our synthetic grass is beautiful and resilient. It's certified to be lead-free and there's no need for pesticides. Safe for your children and pets. Smart Lawn LLC has all your artificial turf and putting green areas covered beautifully. 541-941-3538.
Being in business is challenging. At Network in Action Southern Oregon, we're all about real connection and real growth. We value your time with once-a-month meetings and believe in transformational relationships rather than transactional ones. We have 3 groups in the Valley, a Christian group, a Medford group, and a Grants Pass group, all filled with amazing local professionals. Network in Action Southern Oregon, so much more than just networking. Find out more at sonetworking.com.
If you don't drive it, donate it. By supporting us, you'll get even more mileage out of it.
Thank you from the Dove TV.
Hi, I'm Ryan Robertson, host of a brand new program on the Dove, Ministries on the Move. Ministries on the Move spotlights the incredible work of how God is using everyday people and organizations, putting their faith into action, serving the hurting, strengthening families, and sharing the hope of the gospel in practical ways. Be inspired and discover these ministries on the move. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m., right here on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative. More at thedove.us.
Okay, hi, how you doing? We're a little off schedule here, but hey, you know, we're good at this.
I got anything around my mouth? Whipped cream?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you wear your food well there, Jerry.
Thank you.
We just got
Donated.
From Jelly Donut, Grants Pass, Salvation Army. Great event going on, the Donut Challenge. Hey, before we go to CBN News, because there are some changing things there, let's check out Wall Street. Can you ready for that? We need to check out Wall Street today because there's a lot of changes going on there. Thank you, Preston, who brings this to us from Smart Lawn. If you're smart, you'll call them. The Dow's off 157. Look at the NAS. We had to bring this up. The NAS is down 498 points. So things aren't happy, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Well, the S&P's down 84. Gold's at 4,400. Silver's at $70.50 an ounce, and crude oil. Look at that, Jerry, 85.52.
Rush right out.
Yeah, rush right out.
Damn, fill that baby up.
Save a dime. Now, the reason I think this is happening, you know, let me just be. I don't want to be trite here in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
But I'm beginning to think there's never going to be a deal in the Middle East.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Oh, don't say that in the stock market.
I'm not trying to be negative.
Okay.
Here's the evidence. Hezbollah has now rejected the proposed peace agreement between Israel and Lebanon.
Oh.
Now, that's Hezbollah. And does Lebanon have enough say-so over Hezbollah?
Over Hezbollah, which is a proxy of Iran. Give me a break. Who's running with this country?
And we can't get to the final agreement with Iran. I mean, this is bait and switch all the time.
I think you're right.
So let's check in with our friends over there. Joshua Swanson with CBN News.
The ceasefire deal designed to end months of fighting between Israel and Hezbollah is now in jeopardy. The plan would halt Hezbollah's attacks and allow the Lebanese military to deploy into parts of southern Lebanon. Hezbollah leader Naim Qassem rejected the U.S.-mediated agreement and refused demands that the terrorist group withdraw its fighters from southern Lebanon near the border with Israel. Qassem's response was definitive.
Surrender and defeat and the realization of the enemy's goals, like Satan's dream of entering heaven.
He also promised Hezbollah would continue its warfare with Israel.
As long as the occupation exists, the resistance will continue.
The rejection comes as fighting continues on the ground. An Israeli officer was killed Thursday in a Hezbollah anti-tank missile attack in southern Lebanon. Israel responded with airstrikes and artillery fire against Hezbollah targets. Meanwhile, the European Union has pledged 100 million euros to the Lebanese army. Kaya Kallas, EU foreign policy chief, wrote in a post on X that the latest ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon offers a chance to prevent a return to full-scale hostilities. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun described the proposal as the last chance to reach a final, comprehensive ceasefire. Despite Hezbollah's rejection of the deal, President Donald Trump insisted negotiations remain alive.
They called us and they said, how about stopping?
The Lebanon ceasefire talks are closely tied to broader negotiations with Iran, which wants an end to fighting against Hezbollah. As for the U.S. conflict with Iran, President Trump issued a stark warning to Tehran, saying the deaths of American troops from Iranian attacks would trigger a swift U.S. response.
It would be a good reason. I'll be honest with you. If they kill U.S. troops, I think I would do that very quickly.
And when asked about ongoing negotiations, Trump said,
the main parts of the deal is they can't have a nuclear weapon.
The president also downplayed concerns about Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium.
We could get it right now. I don't think they could stop us if we wanted, but there's no reason to. It's in tune.
Meanwhile, a statement attributed to Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei claimed the United States and Israel suffered a decisive blow during the conflict and are now facing profound humiliation. Even so, diplomatic efforts continue. Washington is pressing Tehran for a response to a proposed agreement by the weekend, with hopes of a signing ceremony in Geneva next week. At the same time, the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem is warning Americans that the security situation remains volatile and could change rapidly if fighting resumes. Joshua Swanson, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Our CBN News Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell is joining us now from Jerusalem. So, Chris, Hezbollah rejected a new ceasefire in Lebanon, and Israel said it would not withdraw troops from the country. What impact does this have on negotiations with the United States, Israel, and Lebanon?
Well, Ephraim, it seems similar to what happening in Gaza. Hamas is refusing to disarm, actually, when they had agreed to it one time. Hezbollah in Lebanon is refusing to disarm as well, and keeps firing at Israel and the IDF. So Hezbollah refusing to disarm and the IDF continuing fighting. It seems like the ceasefire is not, really a ceasefire in reality on the ground. The talks in Washington did come to a memorandum of understanding. Lebanon wants a withdrawal of IDF forces. Israel, on the other hand, wants this disarmament. The questions, Ephraim, remain. Will the IDF be able to continue the fighting? And will these so-called, what they call pilot zones work, where the IDF pulls out these small areas, the Lebanese army goes in? Some people are concerned that the Lebanese army historically has not been able to disarm Hezbollah or keep Hezbollah from returning to some of these areas. So when the IDF leaves and then the Lebanese army takes over, then Hezbollah potentially could come in there. As Joshua said in the report, the president of Lebanon says this is the last opportunity, but some believe as well it's a historic opportunity where they're at least talking in Washington right now, and maybe there could be some breakthrough. I think some people believe the bottom line, will the IDF be able to make a difference militarily and actually degrade or defeat Hezbollah enough so that it would lose its grip on the Lebanese government and the Lebanese people? And that's what a lot of people are hoping and praying for here in the Middle East.
President Trump was asked if the United States could go in and get Iran's enriched uranium without reaching a peace deal. Is Israel confident for now that that entombment and the cameras watching it are sufficient enough to deter Iran from further nuclear development?
Well, Ephraim, I think Israelis are skeptical. They want a definitive solution to that enriched uranium, maybe about 900 pounds of enriched uranium, up to 60%, which could go to 90%, in just a few weeks. Trump says it's really too dangerous for the U.S. troops to go in there, put them in too much risk. That's why he says they're keeping an eye on it 24/7. But I think here in Israel, they want a definitive solution, not only to the enriched uranium, but to the regime as well. They don't want it to survive, which would mean the same ideology, the same theology, Just yesterday, Ephraim, I was watching an address just before October 7th, a major address by one of the generals in the IRGC next to the mosque, where they believe the Mahdi will return. This is their Islamic Messiah, and they believe in an apocalyptic end of days. And so for Israelis, they understand it's really hard to compromise with this kind of ideology, so they want a definitive solution to the situation with Iran and to the enriched uranium.
Okay. Well, got so much going through my head.
I know. Yeah, I know. Part of it is donut.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, you ate that whole thing?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How could I stop? You have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
anyway, look, I'm not trying to be cynical.
Okay.
But I think now what we're dealing with is that these are master delayers.
Mm-hmm.
And if Lebanon can't get control of Hezbollah is telling you guys to take a hike. You got the same factions working in Iran.
Iran is playing the long game right now, and the long game is in two phases. The first one is the midterm elections, and the second one is 2028.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what they're playing.
Well, it's
and you know why they're playing the long game? Because they're afraid that we'll get upset enough in this country that we'll get rid of the philosophies of Donald Trump and his party, and we'll put those folks back in power that let Iran run rampant for the last 47 years.
There you go. All right. Well, here's a guy that's been deep fried, and he does it with one leg. We'll be right back.
A look at our forecast from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in mid to upper 60s for Vancouver and Portland, partly sunny in upper 60s in Wilsonville, and a chance of showers in near 65 in McMinnville. Moving down the Willamette Valley, partly sunny skies continue with highs near 67 in Salem and Albany, around 66 in Corvallis, and close to 69 in Eugene. Overnight lows settle into the mid-40s. Central Oregon sees increasing clouds through the day with highs in the low to mid-70s for Prineville and Bend, mostly sunny in upper 60s in Sun River, and sunny and hot in Boise, Idaho with a high near 90. Along the Oregon coast, patchy fog, then mostly sunny in low 60s in Coos Bay, mostly sunny and breezy moving down the coast with highs in the mid to upper 50s for Port Orford, Brookings, and Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, sunny skies continue across the Rogue Valley and Klamath Basin with highs near 79 in Grants Pass, 81 in Medford, and mid-70s in Ashland and Klamath Falls with lows in the 40s. Northern California stays sunny with highs near 83 in Wairika. Redding and Chico turn hot with upper 90s expected this afternoon, while Fort Bragg stays sunny and breezy with highs in the upper 50s. Across the Bay Area, sunny skies with highs reaching the low 90s in Santa Rosa and upper 80s in Napa and San Jose. San Francisco stays sunny with highs in the mid-70s and lows tonight in the mid-50s. For Central California, hot conditions continue under sunny skies with daytime highs in the upper 90s from Sacramento through Stockton, Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield with a light northwest wind this afternoon. It's a look at your Friday weather from Grange Co-op.
Oh, yes, on this June 5th, we are looking all the way back to this day in 1884 when Civil War hero William Tecumseh Sherman made one of the most famous statements in American political history. As Republicans searched for a presidential candidate, many hoped the legendary Union general would run for the White House. Sherman wanted no part of it. His response became political folklore. I will not accept if nominated and will not serve if elected. The declaration was so emphatic that it gave rise to the term Shermanesque statement, meaning an absolute refusal to run for office. Historians have long speculated that Sherman's reluctance may have been influenced by watching his close friend and fellow Union hero, Ulysses S. Grant, endure years of political attacks, scandals involving associates, and harsh criticism during his presidency. Unlike many military leaders before and after him, Sherman never sought the nation's highest office, choosing instead to remain a soldier, and one of the few Americans famous enough to turn down a likely path to the presidency. How about that? And those were words that were kind of emulated by LBJ in, what was 67?
Somewhere in there.
And he said, I do not seek and I will not accept my party's nomination for the President of the United States. It's like, okay, I'm not doing it anymore.
So he was Sherman-esque?
Sherman-esque. So, speaking of Sherman, do you think he was influenced by Grant? Because Grant was he had a very tumultuous presidency.
Well, Johnson was dealing with the Vietnam War.
Well, true.
And it was a headache to him.
Yeah, and he was micromanaging. He didn't let his generals do their work.
Yeah, it was not a good thing.
Yep.
And so he ended up being a one-termer. But Sherman, isn't there a tank named Sherman?
There is the Sherman tank. Yes, it's probably one of the most, numerous tanks we've ever built. Yeah.
Yeah, Sherman tank.
The Sherman tank. Well, there you go.
Sherman-esque.
Sherman. Boom.
All right. Well, Samaritan's Purse, one of the great I think the premier humanitarian organization in the world. They're everywhere, doing everything. And this is a story by Edward Graham, which is Franklin's son, talking about a church service that escaped a tornado.
Power lines were down in the parking lot. Roof was gone. Cars were damaged. It was just unbelievable what had taken place outside.
This past May 6th, Mississippi was devastated by tornadoes that came through some of the rural communities.
A lot of people are still in shock. Their houses are gone. Their cars are gone. They have no power. They have no water. They have a long road ahead.
When we gathered up at the church to start the services, the phones were going off with the alerts about the bad weather coming. Everybody began to look around. We got in the back hallway of the church, and about 30 people was on their knees, hunkered down, close together, getting ready for the impact. You could see something coming to us. It got bad. There was a point in time where I thought we were going to be taken. When wall starts moving, you never know. Building was tore up, but nobody was hurt. It was just praising God, thanking God for the comfort and for the shelter that He gave us.
When Samaritan's Purse comes on the ground after a tornado like this, we're helping with debris removal. We're cutting trees that have fallen down, limbs that are on homes.
It's very important to come out and volunteer just because, it didn't happen to our specific house. We didn't have any trees fall or anything that ruined our area, but it is important to come through and help your neighbors and help your friends. That's what community's about.
We feel blessed to be able to do this. We are all the hands and feet of Jesus.
Samaritan's Purse, I appreciate y'all so much. You people have done so much in this community. You've helped so many people. I've never heard anybody gripe about anything. They just come, they do their job, they do it with joy, and it's peace in their heart, and it's wonderful.
Pray for Mississippi. Pray for our volunteers that are down here for their safety, but also the opportunities to let their neighbors know they're loved and to share the gospel.
I know God is with us. I know God is going to get the glory. Something good is going to come out of it. Somebody somewhere is going to get saved. Somebody's going to know who Jesus is.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, as I sparked earlier, what will be the accent in heaven?
Oh, I love that. I was thinking of that when I was listening to that. It's like, man.
I think it ought to have a little twang to it.
I think so, too. Yes.
Well, good morning, Jerry. How's your mansion? Can I come visit your mansion?
Yeah, come on, bring all your friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take a donut break. We'll be right back.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful. It's one of the biggest decisions you'll make in your lifetime. That's why it's important to work with someone you trust, someone who has the right experience and knowledge of the market.
Hi, we're Patrick and Paulina Leiser with Leiser Real Estate Group.
And whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, our mission is to take the stress out of the transaction and make it as seamless and rewarding as possible.
Contact us today. We look forward to working with you.
Have you seen Mornings on the Dove?
Something has happened to our country here where we're glorifying assassinations and killings and killing babies, and we're glorifying taking God's creation and turning it upside down and throwing it on its head, where a boy can become a girl and a girl become a boy. I mean, the whole thing. At what point are you going to wake up and realize that we are fighting something that's spiritual?
News with a little bit of common sense. Mornings on the Dove, weekdays 6 to 8 a.m. Jerry's Historical Archives. U.S. history. Great moments in time. Record breakers. Our music through the years. Historic leaders. Moments to remember. Go back in time. Back in the day. TV shows of the past. Nostalgia.
It's a wonderful trip down memory lane with fun and interesting stories you might not know about. Relive the past and learn something new.
Open up Jerry's Historical Archives. Weekdays only on Mornings on the Dove.
All right, welcome back. Happy Friday. 13 minutes before the top of the hour. We have talked a lot about in various segments, and I've even done a lot of guests on Focus Today talking about the potential clash between the attempt to coexist parliamentary law with Sharia law in the UK. It is it's a formula for disaster. And it is becoming a disaster. And people are rising up and realizing in the UK that they let this go on too long, and to solve the problem is really problematic. Will it result in a change in leadership there, Prime Minister? Carney's still there.
Right, exactly.
So I think he's up in October, so we'll see what happens. But, there's been a lot of move to get him out. Well, in the meantime, I had Richard Lyons on. He writes about this stuff and talks about this stuff. And I said, what's your take? What's your take on common law, the parliamentary common law, trying to coexist with Sharia law? And why in the world did they ever allow this to take place? Here's his take.
You know, one of my heroes these days is Nigel Farage, because he fought so hard and at such personal expense for Brexit, which saved England, or should save England. We still have to see, don't we, Barry? But to save England from the autocracy that is the EU and Brussels, which is demanding the concentration of power in Brussels over all these countries of the EU, much as we are suffering from a concentration of power in Washington, D.C. over all of our states. But Nigel Farage is the one saying, wait a minute, we're losing our entire culture. The culture is based on common law. It literally goes back to 1215. How many years ago is that? 800, how many years ago? And it's being attacked because you cannot, in a common legal system, survive with two bodies of law. You cannot sit in one part of England and be governed by Sharia law and have a neighboring community governed by common law. And the two are antithetical. And it is, let's go back to religion a minute. And this is really profound. It goes back to the origins of the Abrahamic faiths. If you are a Jew, no one else has to be a Jew. You're not looking to recruit anyone to being a Jew, but you will defend yourself to the death. You'll defend your wife, your family, your mother, your parents. The Christian will proselytize, and if you want to become a Christian, you will be welcome into the Christian faith, but they can only proselytize. They can only educate. In the Muslim faith, you can convert people either with the tongue or the hand or the sword. That means if you do not convert to Islam, I have the right to cut your throat. And that is the difference.
Yeah.
And if you're introducing the Muslim faith into either an area of Judaism, as we see in New York, or into a Christian country like England, that is, at its base, a Christian country, you will find all sorts of violence, because Muslims aren't interested, the hardline Muslim is not interested in coexistence.
He speaks some really bold truth right there that I think some Americans have been shielded from. I think of the chants from the river to the sea and the anti-Semitism that we saw rear its ugly head on college campuses as well as on the streets of some major metropolitan areas in this country. Do those people realize what they're chanting for?
No.
And that's why we see you see these rainbow groups, and we all know what a rainbow group is, and they're chanting, you know, Free Palestine. It's like, don't you realize how your group, how you would be treated in that country? Why don't you take that sign there?
Yeah.
It's just but he spoke it very clearly.
What
there.
Richard is saying here is now is the how can I say this? The core of the Muslim faith, convert or die.
Exactly, right.
That's the core of the Muslim faith, okay?
Yep. Or you can pay rent for a little while. You can pay.
You can buy.
You can buy a little bit of.
Buy a life for a little while.
Is that like money? Is that like buying grace?
Yeah, I guess. But anyway, the problem in the UK is that they've allowed this coexistence to take place, thinking that they were being accommodating and friendly.
Yeah.
Not realizing that the core agenda is to take over the country. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Just think about this. These people are radical. They coexist in a common law country called the UK. And what does the UK have?
What do they have?
Nukes.
Oh, yeah.
This is serious stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't be surprised that we will live to see Mandani, as long as he's going to be mayor, to set up some kind of Sharia law existence within the confines of New York.
Some area. You know what?
In other words, you can have your community over here and you can do what you want because we love you and we want you to be happy.
And we're just allowing you to express your religious freedom.
Yes.
Right.
So this is there's an all-out move across the country to get foreigners elected to Congress, to get foreigners elected to the House and to the Senate at state levels. We need to be wise on this stuff. Their motive is not America.
That's how we got Ilhan Omar and some of the squad members, and we saw that through the Obama administration. They brought them in. They settled them in these different enclaves in different states, namely, i.e. Minnesota. Look what has happened in Minnesota.
Yeah, so, all right, now, I realize this is heavy stuff.
Okay.
But there's good things coming from it. There seems to be a turn back to traditional values. There seems to be a rejecting of coexistence of I mean, the UK underground is starting to stand up and saying no to this. Now, whether Farage ends up being the prime minister someday, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's probably the frontline runner for a change if they wake up and want to go all the way. Okay? In the United States, a lot of the wokeness that the left has brought us is slowly being rejected, which is a good thing. And we'll talk about that coming up with one of my guests today about, is America starting to return back to traditional family values? So this is a big thing to talk about, and we'll do that coming up in a little bit.
All right. Excellent. Okay, well, and I got something good for you.
Okay.
For years, Jamie Austin worried that her daughter Lily may never experience some of the milestones and joys that other kids grow up and experience, and one of them, namely, being the prom. But look at this. Lily lives with Rett syndrome, a rare neurological disorder that stole her ability to speak and affected her motor skills as a young child. Her parents watched helplessly as the little girl they knew began to change. But recently, Lily got a night her family will never forget. The 15-year-old attended a special prom in Greensboro, North Carolina, with her lifelong friend and neighbor Oliver proudly by her side as her date. For Lily's mom, the most emotional moment came on the dance floor when Lily naturally placed her arm on Oliver's shoulder as they danced together. It was so special, her mother said, to see her experiencing something so normal.
For one unforgettable evening, a teenager got to feel beautiful, a family got to celebrate, and a lifelong friendship reminded everyone what kindness and caring can mean.
Wow. Isn't that nice?
That's what it's about.
Yes.
You know, you take a story like that.
Mm-hmm.
You take a story like we just had with Samaritan's Purse.
Yeah, yeah.
And when America gets in trouble and people get upside down and tragedy happens, we have a tendency to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And this is where politics and nonsense gets set aside, you know. And it starts with you, it starts with me, reaching out beyond our own selves, our own borders, I say our own life borders, and do something for somebody else.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
Buy them a donut on this donut day.
Why not?
Take a, you know, on your way to work today, stop by Donut Country, pick up, 14 dozens and take them in.
Yeah. Yeah. Or our good friends over in Grants Pass who just...
Oh, yeah. Jelly Donut in Grants Pass. Go over to
Treated
Jelly
us.
Donut and buy a bunch of them.
Absolutely.
All right, good stuff. I take with you Colossians 3:15. I don't have time to read it, but it's there for you, and God loves you, and so do we. See you in a minute.
Amen.
Since 1934, Grange Co-op has been more than just a store. We've been a cornerstone of our community, owned by people like you. We proudly offer top-quality farm and ranch supplies, including our own Rogue feed, as well as workwear, Western apparel, garden essentials, and pet care products. By signing up as a Grange Rewards customer, you not only enjoy exclusive benefits like special offers and 1% back on most purchases, but you also become part of something bigger, a cooperative that you own and help shape. Join Grange Rewards today.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Visit fishlakeresorts.net today to learn more and plan your visit.
The Black Barn Kitchen and Deli is a farm-to-table restaurant located in the historic schoolhouse in Jacksonville. Offering upscale dining and casual fare, enjoy brunch, deli, and dinner featuring local source ingredients we grow. A warm sense of comfort greets you as you're surrounded by stunning artwork by my wife. We're a community-based business. With every sandwich you purchase, we give one back to our community. It's a feel-good experience. Come visit the Black Barn Kitchen and Deli in Jacksonville.
He's got the whole world in his hands, and he knows the plans for us. Above and beyond we could ask or imagine, his grace is more than enough. It's in his hands, it's in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Come on, Steve.
This week on the John Ankerberg Show, we'll talk about the brave people that are bringing the gospel of Jesus Christ to their people using audio Bibles.
God is working through these audio Bibles. People hear the Word of God, and God, the Holy Spirit, uses that Word to pierce their heart. I am impressed with how powerful the Word of God is.
Join me for the John Ankerberg Show right here on the Dove TV. It'll be encouraging and informative.
You're watching the Dove TV, encouraging and informative for Yuba City and Northern California. Seen on KYUB 15, KKPM 28, and these Dove TV affiliates.
I'm Susanna, and I contracted KA Designs to do custom cabinets throughout my house. We chose a really beautiful maple wood that really creates like a nice airy space. Everything was custom, and it was really cool because I got to literally see it come to life in person. We love to entertain, and we have a large family, so everything came together perfectly, exactly what I wanted. I highly suggest KA Designs if you're looking to design your dream house. Go check them out in their showroom. You will not be disappointed.
Millions are struggling with life and their walk with God. Transformed is a groundbreaking series seen right here on theDove TV that every week takes you behind closed doors to witness biblical counseling with real people facing real issues.
It was common to me to feel like I just wanted to escape.
It could be anxiety, depression, addictions, or other concerns. No issue is taken off the table.
To just get the pain out of my head, out of my heart.
The Bible has answers to life's problems. God's wisdom is better than man's. Lives are changed because God's hope is offered, not just treating the symptoms.
It's through the eyes of faith. Trusting what God says and being willing to obey what God says, even if it's not what you immediately feel.
Join Dr. Greg Gifford and see lives transformed from brokenness to wholeness. Mondays at 8:30 and Thursdays at 5, only on theDove TV.
This week on the John Ankerberg Show, we'll talk about the brave people that are bringing the gospel of Jesus Christ to their people using audio Bibles.
God is working through these audio Bibles. People hear the Word of God, and God, the Holy Spirit, uses that Word to pierce their heart. I am impressed with how powerful the Word of God is.
Join me for the John Ankerberg Show right here on theDove TV. It'll be encouraging and informative.
Well, welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson. And of course, we deal a lot here on this program and in this network, dealing with family values and the threat against them and maybe the resurgence back to them. I am so honored to have with us today Craig DeRoche. He is the president and the CEO of Family Policy Alliance, the national organization that works to advance faith, family, and parental rights through public policy and civic engagement. He previously served as Speaker of the House in Michigan and is a frequent author and speaker and commentator on culture, government, and his role of faith in public life. There is a website, familypolicyalliance.com, and there is the picture of the landing page there, and that is familypolicyalliance.com. Craig, good to see you. How are you, friend?
Perry, it's great to be with you. Thanks for having me on the show.
You bet. Sorry for the little delay there. Technical things being what they are these days.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So a new Gallup poll is kind of interesting. It looks like maybe things are starting to turn. What's your take?
My take is the truth always wins, right? That the lies have been, marketed. Narratives are powerfully marketed, and they have been since the garden from Satan. And but God, he finds his way through this. The truth remains the truth, and we've gone through a bit of a trauma, I think, as a country with these lies that were sold to us about marriage. And but the truth is, it is what it is. I think this is just the beginning. I think that it'll probably settle back into where it was probably all those years ago in 1996 when we get through this season, to be honest with you.
Craig, did you ever think family values would be attacked the way they have been?
Well, I'm 55 years old, Perry. Thank you for asking that question. I grew up next to a same-sex couple. It wasn't invented by a SCOTUS ruling in 2015. And I saw what that did when people put their own sexual activity as the what they wanted to revolve their life around, an idol. And by the way, I don't mean to be overly judgmental to people. I made an idol of alcohol for decades of my life. We can do that when we live away from Christ, but it isn't going to work. It's the difference between selflessness of being a parent or selfishness. And any parent that makes it about them and not putting their kids first, who they had the kid with, is missing the entire point, and it's destined to fail, because that kid, it's about their life, and they're going to grow up and, God willing, have 80 or 100 healthy years here on the planet. And so during those formative years, from conception through what we consider adulthood in our culture now, that's a critical time for the parents to be selfless, recognize that the child has a need for both parents that created them, the mother and the father, to do that in community with each other if they're physically and mentally available to do that. And if they're not, to try to replicate that so the child has a childhood. They should have a civil right to that. And that's what we should be protecting, not the rights of the parents to be selfish.
The demoralization of America seemed to have its greatest effect and impact on traditional values and certainly family life in America. It has sown great discourse and in many cases flat destroyed it. But there seems to be a revolt against it now. The wokeness seems to be getting a push back. This sounds and looks healthy. I just had Dr. George Barna on a couple of days ago, and yet biblical worldview is still an all-time low. But something else is happening. It seems like the nonsense isn't working, so let's try something else. Are you seeing that?
I am. And again, speaking as someone who's in recovery for addiction, I spent decades trying to do everything I could to stay the same self-centered person living away from God and just stop drinking. But God puts these thorns in our flesh, right? Just like with Paul. No, I'm going to make you weak. I'm going to give you pain until you become willing. And thanks be to God that I got to get enough pain to become willing to surrender and meet Jesus Christ before I died away from him. But the same is true with, if you look at same-sex marriage, if you look at the scourge of pornography and really the whole sex trafficking, that is in the books, in the schools, what the adults try to do with children now, it's all connected. It's connected to what they have not processed or reconciled in their own life. And that morality, we kind of said for a long time, we said, well, we're home of the free land, live the way that you want to live, kind of laissez-faire with it, without recognizing the effect that individuals' morality had on our culture and the livelihood and what our children would be brought up into. You flash forward, you do that for decades, starting with divorce itself for the heterosexual couples, and then that's what made kind of an excuse for the morality to be introduced to the same sex. Well, if the heterosexual marriages, people are being selfish and they're not attending to raising their children together in this way, who cares about the next thing? And as the decades go by, that's when the real statistics start to mount up. We're not seeing them in marriage statistics, but we're seeing them in addiction. We're seeing them in obesity. We're seeing them in gambling. We're seeing them in the worldview of the kids, the productivity of the rising generation, their ability to focus on education. We're seeing it in a whole bunch of other statistics of what happens when you don't have a mother and a father engage in a child's life. So, I think that it was an attack. It always has been on the structure that makes America great, which is the family structure. That's the primary governance of America. It should be the nuclear family. And so for Satan or socialists or any other ideology that wants to attack the American idea, they've got to start by attacking the family, Perry. And that's what they've been doing. I think the rising generation, Generation Z, has been lied to so much. They're now looking for the truth. And I think a lot of the Generation X and baby boomers and even some millennials that are getting old enough to have made enough mistakes are recognizing what the secular humanists have been spoon feeding us and trying to normalize since the 60s, forward, was all a pack of lies.
So why do you think there's a turn now back to traditional value. What do you think is causing this now?
Well, my family line is broken at one point. I actually come from a baron in Sweden, royalty. I'm in the same line as King Charles, but I'm not royalty because the baron stepped out on his wife and had my great-grandfather illegitimately. And I had the privilege of actually talking to the head genealogist in Sweden about that when he verified that story. And I got a little judgy, Perry. I got to be honest with you. I said, well, Sweden is a secular country, and so if you had 30%, that's what he said, there were 30%, it was very common, child out of wedlocks for every marriage, not just royalty or affluent people in Sweden in the 1860s. In fact, more than 30% of married men sired children outside of marriage at the time. And then I got judgy and I said, well, it must be horrible now. Because in America, we're probably, we're getting way over that rate. So what's Sweden now? And he goes, it's way under that. And we're so much better than America. And I said, why do you think that is? And he said, well, it didn't work.
Oh.
He's an anthropologist.
Wow.
So he wasn't making a political statement. He wasn't making a Jesus, informed statement. He was doing it as an anthropologist. And that's what he followed up with. He said, you'll find that in cultures, people with marriage is always attacked in the marital vows and the rest of this stuff. And it goes through these ebbs and these tides. But when people go away from marriage and raising their own children, it doesn't work. And the culture comes back together. So I got a little bit of hope in that from my own family history and talking to a genealogist in Sweden.
Oh, wonderful. All right, let me take a quick, I got some more questions for you. We'll take a quick break. Check out Craig's website, familypolicyalliance.com. There's a picture of the landing page there, familypolicyalliance.com. We'll be right back.
Having Kelly's be an automotive shop that takes care of people first is everything that you could hope it could be. Customer service and caring about others first is extremely important, and why we come here and why we keep coming here, and now why our children come here. The first experience they had with Kelly's, got in right away, took care of them, was honest with them, and they were like, I'm going nowhere else but Kelly's from here on out. And so just in one experience, you have 18-year-old kids being like, that's where I'm taking my car.
The Dove is shining with a brand new show, Season to Shine.
I'm Melinda Robertson, host of Season to Shine, a new heartfelt, inspiring program for women designed to bring encouragement, wisdom, and hope into your everyday life. We'll help you discover God's purpose in every season, empowering you to shine with confidence, faith, and joy. It's your season to shine. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 4 p.m. on the Dove TV. More at thedove.us.
Okay, welcome back. A delight to have with us today Craig DeRoche. He's the president and the CEO of the Family Policy Alliance, which is a national organization that works to advance faith, family, and parental rights through public policy and civic engagement. There's a picture of his landing page there. FamilyPolicyAlliance.com is the website, FamilyPolicyAlliance.com. Again, thanks for your time, Craig. Let me ask you this. What role has media played in the demise of the American family?
An amazingly large role. If you think about the mainstream media, when they controlled all the information, which they did, really with the creation of the television, radio really didn't have that large of an impact with advertising. It was mostly product sales back then. But as television came forward and advertisers came in, that's where the secular humanists, the people with an agenda, started to use this. Then they discovered that through their advertising dollars, they could control. You can't serve God and money at the same time. They could control the message of the news shows. They could control the stations. They could control the newspapers and influence them. And it wasn't passive. It was an aggressive, structured approach with the type of nonprofit organizations that Family Policy Alliance is aligned against, and they have billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they had all these eyeballs. And they when they put these narratives forward, they would say that's where it comes from, folks. It comes from money. If you're going to have a TV show and you want Coca-Cola and you want the pharmaceutical companies and you want these people to advertise, you're going to put this filth into the show. You're going to adopt this. So we literally have tried to drench it and kind of bury the truth and hope that we could invent a new humanity back to like where the Tower of Babel. And the media has played a huge role in that. And I would say that it's the advertising model that has really been the largest. We should consider advertising at the same level as we consider like gambling and alcohol sales and things like that. It is really it's a powerful thing that we've never really acknowledged the influence it's had on the culture.
In the meantime, there seems to be a genuine effort to drive DEI out of corporate America. A lot of corporations now are realizing, "Go woke, go broke." I mean, that's a phrase. So a lot of the companies, the corporations are dumping it. But to your point, those who are not dumping it, the pressure they put on television shows, as far as advertising schedule is concerned, which basically is the revenue for that show.
That's right.
Is still there. And what's interesting to me, I mean, as wholesome as the Hallmark Channel should be, the subtleties of what's going on now in those programs is still there. And you got to ask yourself, what's the deal? Is it the corporate America saying, I'll put spots on your show, but you got to do this? I mean, is it that blatant?
It is that blatant for the corporations that do the advertising. That's where people like these radical transgender, these LGBT groups do with their boycotts and their publicity campaigns and everything against these major corporations. They tried one last month against Starbucks, and the mayor tried to attack them again. And they ended up saying, we're going to go to Tennessee, and God bless them for saying that. But for probably 30 years or since their founding, they said, okay, it's harmless. Just how much money do you need? And what do we need to do? And the Christians and the social conservatives, they're not asking for this. So we'll just tell, Good Morning America, CNN, whoever we're advertising with, this is our worldview now because of all these agitators that pay for our advertising, and that's our business model. Think Google, think Facebook, the people that are on advertising business models, they were doing what their customers were agitated into and leveraged into doing. The public was never in support of that. The consumers downstream, and I think we are largely aware of it. That people say that if you do business with a corporation and their model is advertising, they're not serving you. They're serving the person that pays for the advertising. You're the product, right? So to get you to watch Good Morning America, you to watch or to use Facebook, you're their product. You're the car that they're manufacturing. They're serving the advertiser. And the advertiser has been at the board level and the rest of the stuff agitated into advancing an evil ideology. The public was never aware of it. The public was never on board with it. We didn't want our truth to change on marriage any more than we wanted to think that a boy could become a girl, or that gambling, sports gambling, would improve sports gambling. You're going to see a lot of this stuff unwind in rapid succession over the next few years.
Okay, but there's more choices today. I mean, I was thinking about, since we started our conversation, the Bud Light fiasco. I mean, it was a total failure, okay? And so the customers said no. And even customers who now watch certain shows, there's alternatives. I mean, you got a gazillion channels, you got a gazillion streaming out there. You can go to other places, and I'm just wondering at what point does these big corporations get the message?
Well, pain brings about a willingness to change, right? And that's one of the things that I said. And that's kind of God's language too. You know, the scripture. I'm not quoting it exactly, but even with Paul, when he says, I asked 3 times to remove this from my flesh, and he said, no, you're made perfect in my weakness. I'm not going to remove that. You know, the pain wasn't there. People thought going forward from the 1950s in Playboy magazine that pornography was harmless, right? In the 1980s, when we were founded by Dr. James Dobson within Focus on the Family, we were formerly called Focus on the Family Action. We are the public policy and political side of that. They don't do that. They're a program ministry now. People laughed Dr. Dobson off stage. They laughed Dan Quayle off stage. But that's the origin of all of this stuff was they thought that they could stack lies upon lies forever. And as Jesus said, you'll know it by its fruit. None of it made sense. None of it was healthy. It was all hurting our culture. And that pain is at a point right now where people, and this is where I think God has a sense of humor with Bud Light. You know, he allowed this to infiltrate our country so much that the devil got sloppy. Yeah. And they went to the Bud Light market and said, it's time for you to accept transgenderism. And if you can imagine if somebody announced that in one of the bars where everyone's raising a Bud Light and watching a show or whatever, the music would have stopped. People would say, what on earth, what on God's green earth are you talking about? Whether they're no Jesus or not, It was nonsense. So really what the Bud Light thing was they thought that they were show ready now after 30 to 60 years of drenching the public in it, and they weren't. The public was never with them, and they crossed a line, and then people started seeing it in these other corporations and the rest of the stuff, and they stopped doing it. And when I say pain, think about the cinema. Think about the movie industry. The only thing that people have watched in the last few years have been movies without the woke sexual stuff in it. They've watched Spider-Man and they've watched Top Gun and things like that. And an entire 100-plus-year-old industry is otherwise marginalized because the dogs won't eat the dog food anymore. And so it's spreading. But the Bud Light moment was a really important cultural spark, in my opinion.
One other quick question, Craig, as you track this, obviously. Is LGBTQ and all the other acronyms they put on there now these days, is it starting to falter? Is it starting to lose some wheels here?
100% it is, absolutely. And the biggest supporter of our Save Girls Sports work at Family Policy Alliance, we were the originators of that campaign back in 2017, were people that described themselves as lesbians. Because they have same-sex attraction. And they said that was stereotyping. The transgenderism didn't make any sense. And we're seeing all these other truths coming to light. And it's a fractured movement that was built on lies. And the public is aware. I think that we don't love our children or our neighbors any more or less based on what they're going through in their personal lives. But it doesn't mean that you need to enable it or normalize these things. And absolutely that the LGBTQ movement itself overstepped because they really, I'll just say this to you, Perry, we probably can't unpack it on this show, but when you see what they're doing in the schools, it is exactly what they would have said they don't want Christians or Jews or Islam to be able to do, to proselytize into a religion. That's what they've been trying to do for the last 10 years. They try to treat themselves almost as a religion and an ideology. And that's out of sync with even the people that are going through same-sex attraction of how they think of themselves. So it is very much a house of cards that is crumbling right now.
All right, to that last point, you make some great points here. So as DEI is slowly being dropped by corporate America, will LGBTQ's agenda slowly be removed from public education?
It needs to be completely removed. This is, folks, we're celebrating our 250th anniversary in a few weeks here. And it started with the Declaration of Independence that said all people are created equal. You have former President Obama this year on Martin Luther King's birthday saying he stood for equity. He did not. Equity is racism. It's rankism. It's an affront to what Thomas Jefferson wrote. We are all created equal in the eyes of the Creator. Created, not born equal. We're created equal. And DEI is just the latest of a series of attempts by Satan for 250 years. And when we defeat the transgenderism and the rest of the stuff, Satan will come with the next thing to say, can we make some people more valuable than other people in the schools, in the workplace, by their race, by their creed, by their religion? And we need to combat that as Christians. We need to stay at the ready. It is an affront. DEI is the, if you said, what is the opposite of the American idea? It is DEI. And that is why I think the fall of DEI has been so rapid. And that's why these rulings on like the congressional districts are so clear to people. You can't cure racism by having more racism. It's just really easy to explain.
There's something going on. Some people have given it the name the silent revival. I think there's one way to
love
look at
that.
it. Yeah, which is kind of cool. And so not only is it happening in the faith community, a lot of people are now saying, all right, let's try faith, and they're coming to Christ. Wonderful. But there may be also a revival of just doing good. There may be a revival of loving each other. There may be a revival of return to morality. Do you sense it?
I completely sense it. It's in the hearts and minds innately, even people that don't know Jesus yet. I knew what I didn't know what to ask for before I met Jesus. I lived in addiction for decades, but I was yearning for something that would set me free. See, alcoholism was never my problem. It was my solution, right? So somebody that makes sex their idol, somebody that makes pornography, somebody that makes violence, gambling, whatever it is, their idol, they're yearning right now. And I think it's such a blessing. It's almost poetic what's going on with the rising generation, because they were lied to so much in COVID. They were lied to so much in their K-12 school system. Boys can become girls and things like that. And now the adults are trying to say that the next thing they're going to create is artificial intelligence, and they actually call it artificial. So you can imagine the disconnect with the rising generation. They're like, anybody over, it's probably like it was, but it's a counter-revolution in the right way from the 60s going, anybody over 30 has lost your ever-loving mind. If you want my intelligence now to become artificial, I wonder where the truth is. And people are finding their way back to the Word of God at a higher velocity than I think we've had probably since before World War II and the Great Depression in America. And I think the revival is only going to be silent for, I don't know, a few months more. It's really, really expanding right now. My 18-year-old, her small group on Sundays are getting more than 500 people showing up to that fair. It's amazing what's going on.
Wonderful. How would you gauge the American church today?
The American church got their just desserts, I think, from trying to focus on just, accommodating the people of what the direction that they wanted to go in the pews. And I think there was a massive decline, because the body of Christ is supposed to be the body of Christ, not supposed to be a donut and coffee sales organization. And but now what is reviving is an authentic, spirit-led, capital C church. We happen to have small c local churches. That's God's plan A. He doesn't have a plan B. I believe that. But they have to stand on the Word of God, not on religiosity. I worked for Chuck Colson. He hired me personally. There's three kingdoms in conflict. You got the government trying to be God. You've got religion trying to be God. But there's the kingdom of heaven, and that is where our heart is supposed to be, and that's in a relationship with Jesus Christ. That's where the churches are going back to, and that's why I think the revival is very real. So I think there's a ton of work to do there. But God is moving so quickly with that from the churches that we work with more than 50,000 churches at Family Policy Alliance.
Wow.
And they're the ones that are returning to the Word and returning to Jesus are growing faster than they ever could have imagined.
Well, you can see something else going on too, Craig. Every major denomination in the last 3 years, every one has split over LGBTQ. Every one. So you got to ask yourself, is God doing a little cleaning up here, separating the wheat from the tares?
Amen. And, Satan, the first words of Jesus are so instructive. One of the first things that Satan does is he tries to use Scripture to manipulate Jesus after he fasted for 40 days. And he quotes that to him. And Jesus rebuffs that. So it shouldn't be a surprise that candidates for office like this Tallarico guy in Texas, former President Obama, other people like that quote Scripture. Heck, Satan did that, to try to convince people of the lies. People aren't buying it. I think that the church now recognizes that's convicting people. That you can't, if the first stories in that are what in the New Testament with Jesus, his first words are about Satan doing that. In the Old Testament, the first lesson is Lot's door, right? And you have these people coming into your body, into your local church, and saying maybe the people at Lot's door had a point. Man, we've tolerated that long enough, and I think we've got to start telling the truth. And as we do, a wave of refreshment, I think it's Spirit-led refreshment is coming in because the people at Lot's door, metaphorically, that are alive today and trying to do that stuff, they need to hear the truth. You flash forward to the woman at the well. He didn't say, go back and do 5 more husbands. He said, knock it off. If you come to me, you'll never even want that anymore. And that's the pastor's job in the church, is to say it's not to enable you to continue your LGBTQ lifestyle any more than it would be to enable you to continue your sports gambling or your addiction to alcohol if you were me. It's to say I love you unconditionally. And if you come to Jesus Christ, he can remove that compulsion, that desire, root and branch. And our church should be at the front lines of that, and many are today.
Craig, you're an inspiration. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, check out his website, familypolicyalliance.com. There's the picture of the webpage. Support them. There's a lot going on there. And help them. Be with them. Support them. Thanks, friend. Let's stay connected. Hope to have you back sometime.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on the show. Okay. Blessings.
Bye-bye.
When life feels heavy, your body feels it, your mind feels it. That is why I created Organic Elements Wellness Spa, a place where wellness is not a luxury, it's a way of life. Step into our wellness lounge with a Himalayan salt room, infrared sauna, steam room, and invigorating cold plunge. Restore your nervous system, detox your body, and clear your mind. Then experience customized massage, advanced skin therapies, and result-driven facials, all designed to help you look as good as you feel. There's nothing else like this in Southern Oregon. This is your space to heal, to reset, to glow. Call today to book your private wellness party for up to 15 guests or surprise someone special with a gift certificate.
Visit Organic Elements Wellness Spa on East Main Street in Medford. Book online at organicelementspa.com. Wellness is wholeness. Voted best of Southern Oregon.
Hi, I'm Ryan Robertson, host of a brand new program on theDove, Ministries on the Move. Ministries on the Move spotlights the incredible work of how God is using everyday people and organizations, putting their faith into action, serving the hurting, strengthening families, and sharing the hope of the gospel in practical ways. Be inspired and discover these ministries on the move. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m., right here on the Dove TV. Encouraging and informative. More at theDove.us.
Okay, welcome back, and I want to hurry up here because I only have a few moments, but I am so honored to have with us today Witten Hall. He's the social media director for Breitbart News. He's also the distinguished fellow with the Government Accountability Institute, former visiting fellow there at the Hoover Institute. He's authored and collaborated on 27 books, including New York Times bestsellers, but his latest book is hit the big time. I mean, it is all over the news. Entitled Code Red, The Left, the Right, China, and the Race to Control AI. There's the picture of the cover of the book. You probably have seen that on some website or some social media. It's everywhere. And you go AICodeRedBook.com is the landing site, AICodeRedBook.com. Witten, good to see you, friend. How are you?
Having me.
Wow, what an honor to have you, and I only have a short time. First of all, congratulations. Your book is really... Oh. This is amazing. I mean, I've seen a lot of books go, but boy, this one's really happening out there, so congratulations. What led you to do this? What triggered you?
Well, you know, Perry, I've written, as you mentioned, many books, but this one actually I felt very called and personally led to write. I prayed about it quite a bit. And the reason why is I think we have to really understand what's about to happen, both the upside as well as the challenges with artificial intelligence. And I think it's going to touch just about every part of our lives, from whether we see indoctrination or education for our children, whether we see our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines come home alive or deceased on a battlefield. And I also think there are a lot of existential moments of crisis of meaning that are coming for people of faith as this AI technology starts to take on in ways that perhaps we did not realize. I think there's going to be positives, many, but there's going to be a lot of landmines we have to navigate. So this was one where I said I felt like I needed to come out from behind the ghostwriting shadows of my career and actually put out this message. So I spent 2 years deep diving into artificial intelligence, and the book has 80 pages of endnotes, 850 endnotes. It is exhaustive. Because I really wanted to give people the information they need because of the urgency of the moment.
All right, a lot here. We got a little time to unpack, but I'll have to get you back. But you also, one of the big things you communicate here is that AI is not just another technology. It's much bigger. What is it?
Perry, it's really a political power, because it's the power to be able to erase or create jobs, to be able to affect the type of education that children are get with AI tutors. We're seeing this rise of AI companions, or so-called AI girlfriends, that are affecting human relationships to the tune of millions of people. And then right now, literally as we're sitting here, the AI use in the AI warfare space as it relates to Iran and the Maduro raid we saw in Venezuela. So what we're realizing is it's going to affect every part of our lives, and we've got to just be ready and prepared with the right knowledge so that we can seize the upside and mitigate the negatives.
What's the yellow flag you're waving for people of faith?
For people of faith, you really need to understand, and I have a whole chapter on something called transhumanism. This is very different from the transgender issue. Transhumanism is trying to change us beyond humans with merging of human and machine to reach something that they call the singularity. Right now, there are people setting up AI churches to worship AI as a deity. You are seeing confessional booths change from people of faith inside or church leadership to actually confessing to AI avatars in some of the most blasphemous things you can imagine. AI Jesus is actually trending right now, and they're using that. There's so many things, and in the final chapter of Code Red, I lay out for people of faith what we need to be aware of so that we can shepherd and guide our young people, our children, our grandchildren, and ourselves and our communities and our churches, so that we understand the complexity of how this is coming.
Thank you for including that in your book. Thank you. I realize that's probably part of your call to do this, but thank you for doing it. Let me ask you this. There's great concern about Google and AI. Seems to be getting a lot of comment lately. What's your take on this?
Oh, you're right. Part of the reason why you're seeing Code Red everywhere is we smashed this hornet's nest. One of the things I did was do a deep dive into Google Gemini, that is their AI, and I asked it to look at the 100 U.S. senators currently and decide to assess which, or if any, have violated their hate speech policies. You'll be shocked, Perry, to know that they found 7 senators, all Republicans, 0 Democrats, and then in addition, it also made up information and thought that Vice President Vance, as well as Secretary of State Rubio, were still sitting senators and not in their current position. This is outrageous. Our federal government gives billion-dollar contracts to Google, and they have anathematized half the values of half the nation against conservative or right-thinking Americans. And so when you have that kind of political bias, we have to understand that we should not have to subsidize with our tax dollars the companies that have completely aligned themselves against the values that half the nation share. They have the right to make a biased AI, but we also should have the right to not have to fund it with our tax dollars. And I think that's the stakes here. And it's getting a lot of uproar. 3 U.S. senators who were targeted by this revelation have been speaking out about the Code Red bombshell revelation. Senator Marsha Blackburn, Senator Tom Cotton as well, and Senator Rick Scott of my home state of Florida.
Yeah, I've been watching their comments. Hopefully they'll heed the call and stop the funding.
Yeah. I think it's only fair because President Trump and his AI action plan said woke AI, ideologically biased AI, should not get federal procurement dollars, otherwise known as federal contracts. That's just unreasonable. If you're going to politically weaponize your product, then you shouldn't ask for all Americans to have to fund it on either side, quite frankly.
Yeah, well said. To that point, the president's been right out front that he wants America to be the lead on AI. What's your take on that, and do you think we will be with China in the shadows?
It's a brilliant question, Perry. Yeah, we have to be, because the national security implications are very serious. China in 2017 laid out and decided that they, by 2030, we're only 4 years away, wanted to be the global dominant power in AI. And the reason why that matters is for national security. If you have an AI that is far and away the best in the world at things like code hacking, encryption, cybersecurity, hacking of infrastructure, hacking of missile systems, one military power will gain enormous battlefield advantage technologically. So whether we want to be in this race or not, we are. So President Trump, Vice President Vance done a great job on leading at the top. My concern is that we're not having enough grassroots conversation about how it's going to affect everyday Americans beyond just that, because obviously we hear all this talk about job displacement, AI and jobs. We hear it in the education world, how it's going to affect children's critical thinking skills. We hear it in the human relationships discussion with so-called AI girlfriends and so forth. So it has a very, very big web. And I think most people don't realize you already use AI. 99% of us do, because it's baked into our weather apps, into our streaming services for home entertainment, to our GPS for our navigation. We're already using it, but 64% of Americans don't even realize when they're using it. So if we're already using it, we should probably learn to do it well, if not for us, but for our kids and grandkids, so we can shepherd and guide them.
Is Siri AI?
Yes, that is a voice assistant powered by AI. And one of the things that's interesting about that is just recently, Google and Apple did a deal. So this woke AI that I exposed with that the senators are talking about, Gemini, they did a deal so that Gemini will be powering your AI Siri voice assistant. So you're going to have bias coming to a phone near you.
Thank you, friend. I'm sorry we don't have more time. I'm going to get you back. Can I get you back?
Of course.
Okay, AICodeRedBook.com, that's the website, AICodeRed.book.com. You see this all over the place. He has really hit a nerve. It's everywhere. Congratulations, Witten. Let's stay in contact, and God bless you, friend, and congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much, Perry. Greatly appreciate you.
All right, see you later.
Here's a recipe for a great morning. Get plenty of rest. Spend quality time with God. Have a good breakfast. Then add a generous helping of Perry, Jerry, and Mornings on the Dove. They'll get you ready for the day with encouragement and information.
Good morning to you. Happy Monday. Here we are.
Mixing in the latest news, weather to plan your day, an inspiring reminder from God's Word. Baked with timely insights and discussions on today's headlines.
Do you realize how many headlines are out there this morning?
Oh, man. And of course, lots of laughs, fun, and encouragement they're famous for.
That is no joke, Barry. That's not a joke. That's real. I've seen pictures of that.
To bring you a smile before you start the day. Make Mornings on the Dove part of your morning recipe.
Anyway, good morning to you.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 a.m. only on the Dove TV and radio. Encouraging and informative. More at theDove.us. Get ready to experience evangelism like never before.
What did you have to do to come back like this?
Each time you come back, you get closer to God.
Ray, tell us about your past life as a Chihuahua.
Winner the Master on the Dove TV delivers thought-provoking interviews between their dynamic co-host team and captivating witnessing encounters.
Have you ever read the Bible?
I read the first page.
You haven't got past this page.
Tackling hard questions with biblical wisdom and bold street witnessing that will leave you inspired and equipped to share your faith.
So, hey, why should I let you into my kingdom? And you say to him, because I was true to myself.
Each episode will leave you better equipped to carry the good news into the world in this unique, award-winning reality TV show that will leave you saying, I can do that.
My prayer life goes on steroids when I'm witnessing. It's like...
Learn how to share your faith with Way of the Master, Thursdays and Fridays on the Dove TV. Tackling the tough issues facing America and our nation's freedom. That's Sekalo on the Dove TV.
DAs around the country finding who they want to prosecute and then determining what crime they could charge them with.
You can't believe this is the country we're living in, that this is happening.
A bold half hour hosted by ACLJ's Jordan and Logan Sekalo, taking you inside the battle of constitutional and political freedom, discussing issues that matter to you and your family.
This is just not the right precedent we want to be setting, even if we don't like Donald Trump.
This is just all-out chaos, and that's what could happen very soon.
Watch Sekalo for issues that matter to you, addressing the problems of Christian rights in the workplace, school, the marketplace, and protecting human life.
I hope this doesn't have to go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Be in the know with Sekalo. Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday only on the Dove TV.
Well, welcome back. I just wanted to take a few moments today to kind of just give you a little bit of a ministry update and to, again, as always, say thank you from all of us here at the Dove for your continued prayers and support of this unique media ministry. The Dove is reaching literally millions of people every hour of the day, and it is a lot of work, a lot of challenges, but most of all, very rewarding when you start to hear how people's lives are being impacted and changed by watching and listening to the Dove through the radio programs, the music, the television programs, and the various things that we have going on, from the news to the morning show to the talk shows. I'm telling you, folks, more and more people are tuning in at a level that we, quite frankly, are just overwhelmed with at times. And we hear from people not only through the mail, yes, people still write letters and send them through the mail, through emails, and through our website. And by the way, our new website is up and running, and we invite you to go check it out. We tried to make it a whole lot easier to use. So if you wanted to see or hear another portion of a program or an interview we've done on the Dove, or rewatch the news, or one of the interviews that I've done on Focus Today, you can go to theDove.us, and it's easy to use and very, very friendly. And I also want to say that we've added 3 more television stations. A gentleman that we work with who heads up One Ministries in California has put 3 new stations on the air down there, and he's running the Dove 24/7. And we are now on KRJR channel 44, and KEDS and Channel 16 in the Sacramento area. Now, this is big for me personally. That's our hometown. And I'm hearing from friends down there and acquaintances that we've known for years that are now watching the Dove live there. That is a full power station. We are in the Fresno, Visalia, Fresno, Bakersfield area. The Dove is broadcasting down there, KEDZ, channel 27. Now, a lot of these channels have other areas that they're available on, some on cable and some even on satellite. They are what they call must-carry stations, so we're pretty excited about that. And we've even added what they call Fort Bragg, which is the, excuse me, the north part of San Francisco. So the Dove television has expanded in the footprint of the Dove TV from southern Washington all the way through California, into the Bay Area, and down through the Sacramento, San Joaquin Valley, all the way down below Fresno, covers roughly 17 million people in population. Now, I wish they were all listening at once, and watching at once. They don't. But that's the footprint. And you've helped us do this, and it's an amazing thing. It's the partnerships that we have to expand the Dove television and reach. And then we're on Roku, and we're on Apple, and we stream live. So the Dove actually is not only a Pacific West Coast influence, it's literally a global influence, as you can go online through Roku, Apple TV, or you can stream it live. And by the way, if you go to the Dove's new website, theDove.us, you can stream live the Dove TV, and you can stream live the Dove radio. And it's very inviting. It's been modernized and brought up to where you can click on a show and watch it again, and hopefully very easy for you to use. And so I encourage you to go to theDove.us and pray about supporting us. We're coming into that season. That's that summertime where things kind of slow down, as normal, I guess you could say. But our operation doesn't slow down, and our expenses don't slow down. And this has been a challenging year for a lot of people, for a lot of ministries, for a lot of churches. We're asking you to prayerfully consider becoming a partner with the Dove. If you've never supported the Dove, our philosophy is pretty simple. Only do what the Lord leads you to do. That's it. And don't take from your church, because that's your first obligation. You should be supporting. In fact, you should be in a church. It's time to get out of your pajamas and go to church. I mean, I love streaming, but that shouldn't be an excuse for you to not go to church. So get into a church and support it. If you're involved in another ministry, and a lot of people are, you know, there's a lot of parachurch ministries out there that usually are made up of people who have gone through something in their life, and they've turned around and they've worked with a Christian organization that ministers back into other people going through the same thing. So I encourage you to support that as well. But the Dove's here. Our operation has become very complex over these last many years, and you've helped us with getting the studio up and running, which we needed to do. We've had to slow some other operations down because we were off considerably in the first quarter. But let me just say this, in supporting the Dove, you're becoming a media missionary right alongside of us. And the most interesting thing about the Dove is most of the time, we don't see or hear from anybody that's listening or watching from the Dove. And yet, when we do hear from them, it's usually the result of an impacting moment where a program or something that we said or an interview has impacted their lives and turned them around. Just the other day, I think it was 2 days ago, we received a note from a person who was listening to the Dove online and literally gave their heart to the Lord, gave their life to Christ. So we know that the Dove is ministering to you in ways that encourages you and hopefully helps you in your walk with Christ. And yet there are people who tune in at the right time. They say, well, I just happened to tune in. What a coincidence. No, we don't believe in coincidences. My philosophy on a coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. A coincidence in this ministry is a divine appointment. People tune in at the right time to hear the right message and speaking into right what they need to know. And that happens constantly, 24/7 here at the Dove. So when you partner with us, with your prayers and your financial support, you're becoming a media missionary right alongside of us. And great returns what happens when the Dove's programming goes out. So thank you for your continued prayers and support. Thank you for prayerfully consider maybe joining the team, so to speak, as a financial supporter. Still, 84 to 85% of the Dove's revenue is made up from viewers and listeners just like you. So if you weren't there, we wouldn't be here. But folks, the need has never been greater, never been greater. The desire for people to learn more about Christ has never been greater. And media is a tool that they can use in the privacy of their home, their car, their computer, their tablet, where they can sit down, tune in, and learn something, be enriched, be encouraged, and literally give their life to Christ. So when you support the Dove, you're part of that. You're part of that mechanism that God is using that just literally reach millions of people. I never dreamed in all of my days of doing media that we would have a footprint the way we do. And I have to tell you, folks, the only thing that's holding us back are resources. But we have huge opportunities at other stations that wants the Dove programming on their station. And we're looking at that. We will be building another station sometime late this year that will finally, after all these years, put us on satellite. Can you imagine that? Man, we're pretty excited about that. But it takes time and it takes resources to do that. But we have gone through the hard yards, so to speak, of doing the application, waiting for the time, paying the attorneys, paying the engineers, putting all this together, and we were granted the license to do that this past year. So hopefully once we have the resources together, we'll be building that. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for your prayers. I can't tell you what that means to us. And let us know when you write or send a little note. Let us know what programs you like. That helps us in making those decisions. So think about, pray about joining the Dove team. Call anytime, 541-776-5368, or safely and securely online at the new Dove website at thedove.us. God bless you.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegateRV.com.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. North